Oh man, we got a lot going on today. A lot of things happen in the news. Trump had some victories yesterday, which is a very, very good thing. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. We're going to be on the air live in about 90 seconds. And, of course, you're all welcome to call in. Yeah. Yeah. 10. Wow. That's the board app telling me they need, when the show opens, to wait 10 seconds before I come on, because the stations we're networking with are 10 seconds off our time for some reason. So, welcome everyone. And everyone, before we get started, like the video. Oh, man. I'm not sure which story to start with. There's so many today. That's always... Oh, yes, I know which one. Yes, yes. Oh, man. Well, now we got 2 judges involved, so we got to talk about that. And Zuckerberg really screwed up. Hey, Australia. He really screwed up on Rogan's show last week.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Yes, yes. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year. Welcome. If you are new to the program, you're going to find out right quick that this is the most pro-Donald Trump radio show on the planet Earth. That's right, and you can hear us live on the radio from Maga, Martin County in the north, all the way through the Palm Beaches, Boca, Broward, through North Miami. And, oh man, we got a lot to get into today. Zuckerberg screwed up, didn't he, on Joe Rogan last week? I want to talk about that in just a moment. But now we have 2 judges. We have 2 judges now in the break-in of Mar-a-Lago case. Man, okay, so we've got, and they're both in Florida. Now, we've got a real judge now, right? We got a federal judge who's a Trump appointee, a lady judge appointed by our great president Donald Trump, who is allowing the special master. And then we've got this wannabe federal judge, the magistrate, who's an Epstein orbit attorney, represented some people in the Epstein case. Can you imagine? Ugh. And he's an Obama donor. So we've got 2 judges now. One, not really a judge, not appointed by a president, a magistrate, likes to represent Epstein people, donates his own money to Barack Obama. And then we have a real judge, a real federal judge, appointed by our great president Donald Trump, who's going to let the special master proceed. So President Trump had a lot of victories yesterday, a lot of victories. But what you've got to understand is the people that run the government right now are sickos. I mean, they are mental cases. So we're going to go through all of this, and it's very, very exciting. I tell you, because Trump is all... You know, you don't take a small loan of $1 million from your father that you pay back to your father and turn it into $10 billion and not be a winner. President Trump is a winner. He's always winning. And you know when President Trump is at his best, when he wins the most? When the odds seem to be against him. That's when he does the most winning. And President Trump had a whole bunch of winning going on yesterday. No doubt about that. We'll also take your calls on all the topics we bring up on the radio this morning at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. It is always a toll-free call. 1-888-465 2631. But I want to start, though, here talking about this business with Zuckerberg, because Zuckerberg screwed up on Rogan last week. Let me play this. We talked about this last week. This is Zuckerberg, who's a strange-looking dude. Isn't he weird? And did he really create Facebook, you guys? Do you guys really believe that? I think social media, like the rest of the internet, is a creation of the NSA, CIA, the deep state. I've always thought that. But Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan talking about the Hunter Biden laptop last week.
I mean, basically the background here is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, like, you should be on high alert. We thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant. So our protocol is different from Twitter's. What Twitter did is they said you can't share this at all. We didn't do that. What we do is we have, if something is reported to us as potentially misinformation, important misinformation, we also have this third-party fact-checking program because we don't want to be deciding what's true and false. And for I think it was 5 or 7 days when it was basically being determined whether it was false, the distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. So you could still share it, you could still consume it.
So when you say the distribution is decreased,
it got shared.
How does that work?
It basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less. So fewer people saw it than would have otherwise. So it definitely...
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful. A lot of people are still able to share it.
Okay, so there's Zuckerberg talking about the laptop that the FBI, now we've got some updates on that, by the way, on the agents in question, but here he is bragging as if it's a good thing that the FBI came to Facebook and said, hey, this laptop story is Russian propaganda, you shouldn't allow it. Oh, okay. Well, Republican senators are demanding, with a capital D, that Facebook hands over conversations they had with the FBI over the Hunter Biden laptop suppression scandal. They named the agents and Department of Justice staff who warned them that it was Russian disinformation. So they want the names, these senators want the names of the Department of Justice officials and FBI agents who contacted Facebook. The letter addressed to Zuckerberg himself requests names of FBI and Department of Justice officials who told Facebook the news was Russian disinformation. The warning pushed Facebook to censor and shut down reports regarding the Hunter laptop. You know, things are coming apart for them. This is only the first of many victories that President Trump had yesterday. And when President Trump has a victory, we, the American people, have a victory. Because he's out there advocating for us and our freedoms. This is about to open up a big can of worms about the internet and social media in particular, and how they control the flow of information. And when Zuckerberg went on Rogan, it was different. I saw there was a very interesting interview with Zuckerberg a couple years ago on Joe Rogan's show. It was Zuckerberg, he had his lawyer assistant lady with him, and Tim Pool was there. Any of you see this? And when Zuckerberg was on that time, he had the top lawyer from Facebook with him who directed the conversation, handled the conversation, and handled Zuckerberg. And I just have in my mind that if she were there with Zuckerberg during that interview, she would have jumped in and hijacked that conversation and not have allowed that to happen. And Zuckerberg went out and said something that has put something out there that is going to come back to bite Facebook, Twitter, and the rest of the internet and the liberal media overlords of it. Because we're going to have a red wave in November, and all the committees are going to be chaired by Republicans in both houses of Congress. And real investigations are going to happen. We're going to get to the bottom of these things, the suppression of information. You know, The Hunter Biden laptop story, which we now know is 100% accurate, the American people can decide what is truth and what is not truth. You don't want the government coming in. This isn't George Orwell's America, where the government comes in and tells you what is true and what is not, what is real and what is Memorex. We should be able to consume the information and decide for ourselves. That's what WikiLeaks is. Well, WikiLeaks, they gather information and just put it all out there raw without any explanation, allow people to go through it and come to their own conclusions. And Zuckerberg is a figurehead. They let him do some things to suppress the laptop. They came to them and told them to do it, ordered them to do it, and they did it. And what Facebook did with the laptop suppression was worse than what Twitter did. Twitter just didn't allow it, and they were very open about it. Twitter said you could still share it and read about it. You're friends with on Facebook, or if you have a Facebook group, the members of the group, they wouldn't see it. And you would think that they saw it. You thought that your friends and followers saw it, but they didn't. So Facebook was involved in a deception to cover up that they were suppressing the laptop story. It's really devious stuff, and it is a major control of the news. I wonder over the years what kind of things just like that the federal government has done with television news, since there's been television news and cable news as well. Because they came in like that, boom. And it was very obvious what they were doing because we post the articles on all of these platforms. Now, callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take our first break of the hour. Come back, we'll take some calls, and we got a whole bunch of things to touch on today. This is a very busy day on the program because there's a lot of great news. President Trump had many, many victories yesterday. We're going to get through as much as we can on the program today. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. We are here on the radio from 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. weekdays. My name's Brian Craig. We'll come back with your calls and many more topics right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
Oh, man. How exciting.
Live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1.
Facebook is busted.
With Brian Craig on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Have you been told that you have bone on bone or need a knee replacement? Have you been told that you have osteoarthritis? Well, then come see us at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have non-surgical solutions that include rehab and injections that can prevent you from having to have surgery or prolong the surgery. We've been in practice for 75 years in South Florida. You don't have to live with pain any longer. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Don't risk getting stranded with a bad battery. Our professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery does need to be replaced, we'll help you find the best battery for your vehicle and your budget. Don't wait until your battery is dead. Get it tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in our roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Here's football legend Howie Long for Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear.
The world has gone hands-free, using the phone, turning on your lights, heck, even driving. However, if you want to put on a pair of sneakers, you still need to bend down and help your feet in. Until now. Introducing Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear. Let me tell you, these things are amazing. You don't need to lace up, and they're even better than your standard slip-on sneakers. This is next-level slip-in technology, where you don't need to reach down and help your heel in. You just step in, and off you go. It's that easy. So what's the secret? There's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your your foot slide into place and also keeps your feet secure in heavenly comfort, which means they stay on just like a pair of laced-up sneakers. And you can even slip into them while you're sitting down. Make your life easier and go hands-free with Skechers' new hands-free slip-in footwear. You'll never have to struggle putting on your shoes again.
Get hands-free slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear.
Just reading some articles here.
How would you like to save money on your Medicare Part B premium? Don't pay too much. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors and find out how much money you can save. There are also changes to prescription drug plans in 2023. Find out how much money you can save on your prescription plan and Medicare Part B premium. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. No matter where you are in Florida, Debbie can help. 954-753-8080.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Alrighty, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Callers on hold, stand by. I was just reading in the news that there are 3 storms forming out in the Atlantic Ocean, which all 3 of which could become hurricanes. And one of them is on a path towards us. It's not a named storm yet. These are not hurricanes, but they could be. And man, has it been raining. Yesterday was rough. And I've been telling you guys, if you got a leak in your roof, you got a problem. That little wet spot on your ceiling, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. He's a good Maga guy, and have him do a free roof inspection. You don't want to have a roof that's leaking with loose tiles, loose shingles, if one of these storms turns into a hurricane and hits us in Florida. And those of you new to Florida, don't believe what people tell you. Hurricanes are not fun. They're not times to celebrate, and you don't have hurricane parties. That's a bunch of nonsense. If you're in an evacuation zone, get out. Take care of business. Now, one of our listeners left me a message on my voicemail yesterday. They had a leak on their roof, and they called Tom Laporta. Listen to this. This is one of our listeners. She left this voice message yesterday.
Hey, Brian. Just wanted to call and let you know we had Tom Laporta come, an emergency, because of a leak we had in our roof, and he came almost immediately. He's a great guy, and he's going to do a great job for us. So thank you so much for recommending him. Love your show.
All right. Isn't that nice? Yeah, he's right out there. Boom. Boom. So let me give you Tom Laporta's number at Laporta Contracting. By the way, he's a Florida roofing and general contractor, which is the highest level of contractor license in the state of Florida. And he put a whole new roof on Steve's house and pretty much rebuilt Steve's house too. Here's his number, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602 and online, LaportaContracting.com. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Louisiana.
Hey, man. How are you this morning?
Doing all right.
That's good. That's good. Hey, I want to call and tell you, you were talking about Trump's victories yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What victories he had yesterday?
Well, I'm not going to give you the entire show between now and 9 a.m. in a capsulized phone call. You'll have to listen over the next 2 hours and 40 minutes and 12 seconds. I'll get to all of it, but I'll give you an example. Yesterday we got a real judge, right? Not this wannabe pretender, poser, magistrate that's not appointed by a president, that's not a judge, not a federal judge, who likes to donate money to Barack Obama's campaign and also likes to represent people that worked for Jeffrey Epstein, the pedo, right? That's the magic. We got a real judge, we've got a real judge, a lady judge who's a real federal judge, and she is allowing the special master to look into the misdeeds committed by the Justice Department when they broke in with the FBI to Mar-a-Lago. That's one of them.
Okay, here's the deal with that. Yesterday, I heard several news sites said that the Justice Department said they didn't review everything, so I don't know why she's coming in now, because everything has been reviewed, so...
Oh, well, then they have nothing to worry. Reviewed by who? Them?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So this is an interesting thing. So if you pull over a drug dealer, you let him do the own search of his vehicle and tell the authorities that it's clean?
Okay, fine. Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, so you saying that if the lawyer lawyer wasn't appointed by Trump. They're not real judges.
The warrant that allowed the break-in of Marl, I am answering the question. I am answering the question, but stop waiting to talk, okay? The warrant that was issued to break into Mar-a-Lago was issued not by a federal judge, but a federal magistrate. They are not a federal judge. They are not appointed by a president. They are hired by other judges to do the busy work. They're basically almost a paralegal.
If they wasn't not qualified or wasn't qualified to issue the warrant was never been issued, and you wrong for saying that.
No, I'm not wrong for saying that. Listen, you slow down. I want to respond to what you said. When you do something when you're going to get a warrant to do something that's never been done in the history of the United States, a warrant to go into the home of a president of the United States and search through the First Lady's underwear drawer and ransack a home of a president for 9 hours, you don't go to some judge's assistant magistrate that represents people that worked for a pedo and donates to the... You go to a real federal judge that has a lifetime appointment who's been appointed by a president. Why do you think they did not go to a real judge and went to this hack magistrate? Why?
How you know? I don't know the man is a hack. He's a judge.
No, he's not a judge. He's a magistrate. That's different.
If he was not a judge that could issue that sign, whatever he did, he would never did it.
Okay, I'll answer the question because you don't have the intellectual capacity to answer. Oh, there you go. All right. Hey, hit the dump there. That was the big one. Louisiana. Had to hit the dump for the first time. Oh. Boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, if you watch on YouTube, you get the undumped version of things. Holy moly, Louisiana. Okay. Before we get back to the issues, let's talk about Louisiana. Okay? Let's talk about Louisiana. What Louisiana, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been, for those that are new to the program, I don't want to do a Hannity resume, but I'll just tell you, I have been on the air for over 30 years and doing talk radio on the air for over 30 years, specifically. And liberal callers come and liberal callers go. And what happens with liberal callers are a variety of things. Sometimes they get converted and wake up and realize the fallacy of everything that they're involved in. Right? That doesn't happen very often. What most often happens with liberal callers over the course of weeks and months, sometimes it even takes years. But Louisiana is relatively new to the program, just been with us for a few months. They can't defend their liberalism. They're losing. They can't handle it. They're addicted to this program like Hunter is addicted to crack and hookers, so they can't leave the show because, hey, this is a great show. I'm going to, if I say so myself, they're addicted to this program. They can't stop listening, they can't stop participating, and they cannot defend the liberal viewpoint. So what typically happens with liberal callers is they have a life expectancy. And since they can't give up the addiction that they have of the program on their own, they do things to make us discontinue their participation in the program. This happened, it's happened many times over the years. It happened a while back with a caller who was pretty good named Wheezy. Any of you guys remember Wheezy? Wheezy was a liberal black woman from New York. I called her Wheezy. She had a husband who was a dentist, and she lived in a high-rise deluxe apartment. So I called her Wheezy Jefferson, the Jeffersons, and then she did some things that forced us to discontinue her participation. Now, Wheezy isn't going to be the last one to do this, and you just heard it with Louisiana. Louisiana is at the point now where she can't stop listening to the show, can't stop participating in the show, and just pulled a stunt to get me to discontinue her participation in the program. Notice the gender that I just used. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back. The gender that I just used. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
Be right back.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning at 10 a.m. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well on a Tuesday. Daytime highs today, low 90s, humid, and a chance of some scattered showers and storms, but mainly in the afternoon, not as much as we saw yesterday morning. I'm WPVF 25 First Warning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
In the Palm Beaches, the major expressways are crash-free this morning and moving up the speed from Boca Raton to Jupiter. We are seeing some light traffic on the turnpike heading southbound coming from Jupiter into Palm Beach Gardens. We also have some light volume on the northbound side of the Military Trail passing Congress Avenue and Yamato Road.
You're allowed to hear it on line, just not on the radio.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance.
There we go.
PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
So,
Brian Craig here. How would you like a free doorbell camera? That's right, a free doorbell camera. I have one and you will love one. The first 40 listeners who call 1-833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see your home right
Steve Kane Show.
with your hands, no matter where you are.
Man.
And that's not all. Sloman's is going to give you a free, customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 armed doors, and backup battery. Plus,
Yep.
if you're one of the first 40
A lot of you have been saying ban Louisiana, and Louisiana just got the ban.
So call Sloman's right
No,
now.
that was it.
Limited time offer. 1-833-283-5050.
That was it.
1-833-283-5050.
Is this guy with the pillows on Fox? My pillow guy. Mike Lindell. Where is Mike? He is the greatest. First of all, he does make a great product, great pillows. I actually use them, believe it or not. He's been a supporter from day one. The My Pillow guy, thank you. And he's been with us right from the beginning.
As always, President Trump is right. The My Pillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support Mike Lindell, President Trump, and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge savings on My Pillow products. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com.
Here's football legend Howie Long for Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear.
The world has gone hands-free, using the phone, turning on
Yeah,
your lights.
poor Louisiana.
However, if you want to put on a pair of sneakers, you still need to bend down and help your feet in. Until now. Introducing Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear. Let me tell you, these things are amazing. You don't need to lace up, and they're even better than your standard slip-on sneakers. This is next level.
Not many people earn a ban. We have very few people banned from this program, but Louisiana just got the ban. That's too bad.
And also keeps your feet secure in heavenly importantly comfort, which means they stay on just like a pair of laced-up sneakers. And you can even slip into them while you're sitting down. Make your life easier and go hands-free with Skechers' new hands-free slip-in footwear. You'll never have to struggle putting on your shoes again.
Get hands-free slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida.
An honest auto mechanic, you probably don't think they exist, but one does. Eddie at Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. He works on all makes and models, new, old, classic cars, even hybrids. Champagne Automotive Repair is the official mechanic of the Steve Kane Show. Call 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because our Sleep Number 360 smart bed is really smart. It senses your movement and automatically adjusts to help keep you both comfortable. Plus, it's temperature balancing so you stay cool. It's even smart enough to know exactly.
Are you kidding? Trumpy bears are $50. You think I'm going to spend $50 on Louisiana?
More restful sleep per night. Sleep Number takes care of the science. All you have to do is sleep. Don't miss our Labor Day weekend special where all smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Women, you know menopause is no fun, but there is help available for your menopause symptoms with Dr. Mitch Matez at the Bio Station West El Rey. Hormone replacement pellet therapy will 100% stop and reverse the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone. Night sweats gone. Vaginal dryness reversed. You'll get your
they've raised the price.
Call Dr. Mitch Matez for a free consultation. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show. Celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right, we are back. And let me finish my thought prior to the interruption. Oh, boy, that's our first banned caller in quite some time. When's the last time we banned a caller? There's only about 5 people that are banned on the program. You have to really do, maybe even less. You have to do something really bad to get banned from this program. You really do. Louisiana is now banned from the program, just to let you guys know. But what I was saying to Louisiana before the ban of you can still listen, you just can't call. Can't ban you from listening. It's very significant that they went to the federal magistrate and not a federal judge for the warrant. And what's significant about it is when you're doing something that has never been done in the history of the United States, serve a search warrant on a home of a president of the United States to search the president's private office, living area, the underwear drawer and closet of the First Lady. You don't want to go to some low-level magistrate. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. You want to go to a real federal judge. And the reason they did not go to a real federal judge is because a real federal judge wouldn't sign off on this. That's why. All right, our number toll-free, 888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Richie.
You were trying to also explain to him the significance of what actually happened yesterday with the magistrate. We all have, and I don't want to get into lawyer technical stuff, but we all have a certain rights in this country, including ex-presidents. Every one of us has the right, the Fourth Amendment, the right of, they can't just go in. An illegal search and seizure is what they pulled off here. And they admitted it yesterday by telling, well, I don't know why, we looked at everything already. They looked at stuff they shouldn't have looked at. They got so anxious to get President Trump that they actually violated his Fourth Amendment. You can't just break into a car, okay, without permission and go through the whole car, and then they say, well, you did it illegally. And they say, but we looked at everything already. That's after the fact. They blew it. They literally blew it. Any lawyer will tell you that they really screwed up yesterday by admitting that they looked at it.
But here's what people don't get, Richie. And this, I was talking to Steve on the way in this morning, and he's like, it's over. It got exposed yesterday and all of this. Everything they did was illegal. They got nothing, and it's crooked. But the problem is these crooked people are still in control of the process. Okay? And they don't care. These people are sickos. They don't care, Richie. President Trump had a variety of victories yesterday, but they're not like. Let me go through this with you, okay? Don't listen to this, okay? So there's this big story of the FBI agent that was involved with suppressing the Biden laptop story. They fired him from the FBI, right? They let him retire and they escorted him out. And it was a big deal. Here's the story in Fox. FBI agent accused of political bias suppressing Hunter Biden laptop leaves the bureau. The FBI agent accused of running interference in the investigation into Hunter Biden has resigned. He was fired, right? Well, then look at this. This is amazing. MSNBC pundit Jeremy Bash, who cast doubt on Hunter Biden's laptop, has now been picked by Biden to be on the White House Intelligence Board. Now Jeremy Bash is the husband of Dana Bash from CNN, and he's also a CIA guy. He was the CIA chief of staff when Obama was president. So then think about this. See what they're doing? They're like magicians. So all these pundits on Fox want us to look at the FBI agent, and I think there were some others maybe, but the big guy was tossed out yesterday from the FBI. But in the meantime, they've just brought into the White House the CIA guy who's married to Dana Bash, or at least they were married. I don't know if they still are married or not. Are they? Does anyone know? But this is her husband at some point, who was chief of staff at the CIA. I mean, that's a big deal. So, and he was involved in discrediting the Hunter Biden laptop story with the social media platforms as being Russian disinformation. He's now on this intelligence board at the White House, picked by Biden yesterday. Come on.
Incest, man. I mean, this is worse than what they get in West Virginia in the mountains with the having babies to families.
Yeah, exactly. They're kissing cousins up there.
They are so connected with each other. They're either jumping from news networks into politics, or they're getting promoted. I mean, it's worse than lobbyists in Washington D.C. When they get caught and locked up, they become pundits. I mean, it's really the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life. But the problem is this: you see it, I see it, a lot of your callers see it. But the rest of the United States don't see it, because as Zuckerberg, you hit it too. You also said, how much is the FBI running to the network television stations and the CNNs and MSNBC? How much of that's happening in this country?
See, and the only reason we know about the suppression on Twitter, like if Twitter and Facebook were just news platforms that publish news, we wouldn't know what happened about the laptop. We would just think, oh, they're hacks, they didn't run the story. We know about the government interference with Twitter and Facebook on the laptop because we couldn't share the information. So you know what I mean? So because of the nature of the platforms, we know what happened. What they do with the television news, we'll never know because it's all behind the scenes.
We all knew, well, Facebook and what they were doing at the time. The FBI went to them to tell them not to do it. I mean, so this is, the FBI is supposed to not be, they're supposed to take an oath to the Constitution, every agent, and they're supposed to uphold the Constitution. They're not supposed to uphold the Constitution.
Well, here's the thing with the FBI, and I know they wrangled in some Florida agents, but the problem that you have there is a Washington problem, right? It's that Washington bureau. That's where the problem is. It's not all these guys around the country. It's the political people. And, the political people are the ones that get the Washington posting. So it's the ones in D.C.
What do you think? It isn't like that in the military or Millie?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's everybody that's involved in Washington, D.C. This is the most, we always say it's a swamp. It's not, it's worse.
You know what I would like President Trump to do in his second term? I'd like him to run the country out of Mar-a-Lago, not D.C. I'm serious.
You can't run the country out of that dump. And I have to say that the White House has become a living dump, surrounded by a mayor for the city of Washington, D.C. That's outrageous. So the whole thing is just, it's terrible. When you have Millie and you have,
Well, this is the deal, okay? I mean, this thing I was explaining. So they get rid of the FBI agent, let him retire, that was connected to the Hunter cover-up. But the CIA guy who was running it, they just gave him a cushy job at the White House. So there was no change made whatsoever, right? Dana Bash's husband, Jeremy. Yeah, it's all an illusion.
Yeah, and watch what happens with this guy that just got perk walked out. He's going to be on TV all week, and he'll get a spot on CNN.
Yeah, and he'll have a book, and a GoFundMe or something. But listen. Well, unless you're a Republican who works for Trump.
Then they put you in handcuffs and they have.
But I was talking. People don't understand. Okay, President Trump had a number of victories yesterday, which I'll go through as the show goes on. One of them is one of his own appointees, a real federal judge with the special master. I don't trust the special master, by the way. I don't know who that's going to be. I have no faith in that. But regardless of that, the Merrick Garland is still the Attorney General. I didn't hear him say they were dropping the case. And I was explaining to Steve this morning, when the Justice Department said we've already gotten everything we need, I told Steve what that means is they've gone through everything and they've gotten everything they need for the grand jury. That they don't need to, that's what that means.
I hate to say this, and that they have said that this is a political civil war. That's all this is.
This is not new. I mean, look. You're a Vietnam veteran. No war has been more political than Vietnam, that went on for a decade for one purpose and one purpose only, to pay off the donors.
We got Johnson, by the way, too.
That's right.
They were fudging the head counts of casualties, and they thought that would make us feel good.
By the way, I was talking, I'm glad, just on an unrelated note, okay, we got a short time here before the break, just like 50 seconds. But I was talking about pardoning the January 6 prisoners on Friday's show, and I'd mentioned to a caller, well, Carter pardoned the draft dodgers, right? The ones that went to Canada. Those draft dodgers got guys killed because some guys got drafted in their place and got killed, right? They're like murderers.
They're in Washington, D.C., too. A lot of them running the country right now.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Richie, take care. Thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break. And back to your calls and much more to talk about after the break. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Back after this. Radio show. On the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Back after this.
The Cold Hard Truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Florida Luxury Cabinets is your local cabinet showroom right in Boca Raton, specializing in custom cabinets and countertops, providing luxury design and installation, each style embodying a distinct character and a vibe that's unique to your personality and style. Stop to our showroom at Florida Luxury Cabinets for your free consultation. Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. Call 561-646-8560. That's 561-646-8560.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
We're bringing health to your house. Why leave home when we bring the quality care you need to you?
Immaculate Home Healthcare brings comfortable, convenient, effective healthcare to you without leaving the comfort of your home. Our qualified, friendly staff of skilled medical professionals is ready to help you get back to good health. Contact us today, 561-372-9108. That's 561-372-9108. Or online at ImmaculateHHC.com.
Men, do you suffer from ED? If so, you know it can be very frustrating, not just for you, but your partner too. Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West LA can help. Call for a free consultation, 561-320-8893. Call now and get your erection back on demand. Ladies, you can make an appointment for your man too. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people.
All right, we're coming back. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe.
You can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit nationalguard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Florida Army National Guard, aired by the Florida Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside, everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
Alrighty, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig on 631. Callers on hold, stand by. I'll go to the phones in just a moment. I do want to tell you guys about our Maga cruise that we have coming up, leaving out of Port Everglades. Steve Kane and I, each year, we do a listener cruise. We call them our Maga cruises. And our next Steve Kane Show Maga cruise is January 28th on the Celebrity Apex. We've been talking about this a lot in the last week. And you know, we were talking last week that the vaccination requirement for cruising in America has finally been lifted, so that shouldn't stop you. We've got the best rates on the cabins of anyone else on board the ship. It's 7 days at sea, drinks included, there's internet, everything. I've got my drinks, I've got my internet, I got my tips included. There's all kinds of different things you can get. It's great. The internet, by the way, on these ships is very fast. But we also got the best price on the cabins on this 7-day cruise. We're going to Puerto Rico, we're going to Tortola, we're going to St. Kitts, and you've heard us talk a lot about it. And I was telling you on Friday, there's incredible discounts for people that are sailing alone. You won't be alone. You're going to be in our great Maga group and our Maga family, so you won't be alone. But if you're going by yourself, there's great discounts on the cabins for people that have a single cabin. But the ship is filling up. I'm here to tell you the ship is filling up, and this is not some sales gimmick. I don't do that stuff. Because of the vaccination requirements being lifted on cruising, the cruise ships are filling up. They're filling up fast, and certain categories of cabins on our ship are filling up. They're filling up fast. So call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. And by the way, if you're interested in an inside cabin, you better call straight away. I don't even know if there's any of those left. Because those are picking up too, just boom, boom, boom because of this. So call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot and join us. His number, 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. That's Ian, our travel agent from Cruise and Travel Depot that handles all of our Steve Kane Show cruises. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian. How are you doing?
Oh, hey, Wisconsin Gary. I'm all right. How are you?
Sounds like your voice has gotten better. Mine's starting to get better too after all my live streaming that I've been doing. So I kind of know how it feels like when you're talking all the time.
Oh, yeah. Last night on my podcast, I had to actually stop the podcast to rest my voice and come back. I did a segment. I could hardly speak, and then come back and finish the podcast like an hour later. It was segment 1 and 2 were like an hour apart on that podcast last night because I was losing the voice.
Yeah, I could tell because, like I said, I lost my voice for a few days there myself, and when you're talking all the time on a live stream, it gets to be really hard on your voice.
When I'm not broadcasting, I don't talk that much, and sometimes people think I'm rude, you know, or being a jerk, and it's just because my mouth hurts, my throat hurts. You know, this is, you know, I often tell people my mouth gets more exercise than a street walking prostitute, you know, because I'm talking all the time. And I know that's a dirty joke, guys, but it's a dirty joke in a clean way. But so that's it. So anyway, what's on your mind, Gary?
Well, President Trump has mentioned for months of how bad our country's starting to be. But granted, what happened with this raid in Mar-a-Lago, that was one thing that he didn't ever suspect it would ever happen. And this is one of the things, of how dirty the Democrats just want to play, to try to avoid the competition, because we know, for those that did vote for him, the second round, or it's going to be, that what he has done for our country and what the Democrats are willing to do to try to avoid him from ever being on that ballot again or being in Washington. And I 100% agree with you, Brian. I think when that time comes, he should just stay down in Mar-a-Lago. And because even for me, I don't even want to go anywhere near D.C. I don't care about anything that probably happens. Maybe if I'm going to be there, if it's for inauguration for him for the second time, I'll go to that. But I don't want no part of D.C. whatsoever. I don't even want to be like 100 miles.
No, I think President Trump in his second term should, you got to use the White House for some things, but I think he should run the country out of Mar-a-Lago and hold court there and have these Washington people come to him.
Right. But I think what's going to end up happening is the second time he comes in there, there's going to be a major house cleaning. And I mean majorly cleaning. Because look at all these people that are being appointed for this job or that job, and if it's a or a carryover job, they should all be fired. Just get rid of them all. Start narrowing down Washington as much as you can as a president, and get these people out of there, because what ended up happening over the period of months from either the spying or whatever else was being done with it, and the FBI. I mean, it's gotten out of.
Well, I remember when President Trump first brought in, I think it was his first summer in the White House. His first summer in the White House, he left the White House and went and stayed in New Jersey at Bedminster, and they had this cover story that they were putting in a new air conditioning system in the West Wing. And I think that was total BS. I think they found they had bugs in there, and it was a cleaning out of all the listening devices left behind by the Obama administration.
That would not surprise me, because this administration now, literally they could be doing the same thing, because that's a lot of government contracting that some of it won't ever be exposed, but it probably wouldn't be surprised if it's happening again, or when they think that he gets back in there and it's going to happen again.
That's right.
Everything's got to be clean and swept out of there, and it's like the Democrats will play every dirty book that they can just so that they can try getting ahead, and it's just outright.
All right, Gary. I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. All right, take care. Talking about President Trump had a lot of victories yesterday. Here's one that a lot of people may not realize. Listen to this. The My Son Hunter is the film that is about to be released, and it is coming out. It's coming out next. What date does My Son Hunter come out? They released a new trailer. I think it comes out next week. Isn't it next week? So My Son Hunter released a new full-length theatrical trailer, which is spectacular. Okay, I watched it, and they released the trailer on President Trump's social media platform, Truth Social. My Son Hunter debuts September 7th. So anyway, this trailer of My Son Hunter is spectacular. It looks like My Son Hunter is based on the book by Miranda Devine, The Laptop from Hell, because in the scenes that I saw in the trailer, I remember most all of them coming out of Miranda Devine's book. But anyway, the new trailer, which is like 2.5 minutes, it goes by lickety spit because it's so good. That trailer, just on Truth Social, it was posted on Truth Social. People started sharing it. The My Son Hunter new trailer was viewed 3.5 million times. And that was as of like 2 days ago. 3.5 million times. It's growing all the time in the number of people that are viewing it. And the reason they brought this Jeremy Bash, who was with the CIA and was out there to discredit the laptop story when it first came out to the White House is probably because the White House is terrified of this movie's release next week. And let me read this story in Breitbart. The full theatrical trailer for the highly anticipated feature film My Son Hunter, which is directed by a great American actor, Robert Davi, who was one of the FBI agents in Die Hard, and he was also in The Goonies, and a lot of other things too, and he's very tight with Jon Voight. But anyway, the full theatrical trailer for the highly anticipated feature film My Son Hunter has spread like wildfire online after its official debut on Truth Social last week, racking up more than 3.5 million cross-platform views. Wow. Wow, I mean, this is just great, and that movie's coming out. They're in a complete panic over it. The trailer debut was followed by an all-star panel discussion hosted by Truth Social CEO Devin Nunes, who hoped that the Truth Social platform success in pushing the John Rich song Progress to the top of the charts could be replicated with the promotion of the movie My Son Hunter. The Nunes-hosted panel discussion on Truth Social included Don Jr., Robert Davi, the director of My Son Hunter. He was also in License to Kill, as well as Goonies and Die Hard. Government Accountability Institute president, Breitbart senior contributor, and best-selling author Peter Schweitzer. Everyone loves Peter Schweitzer. He was part of the panel. And if you haven't seen the trailer, go and look at it after I'm off the air, by the way. No, don't do it now. And the actors that are in it are really good. One actor has been in so many things. The guy that plays Joe Biden, he is so familiar. His name is John James, and he is an actor that I remember like from the 80s. He's very familiar. Let me see some of the things he's been in, because he was on Dynasty. That's right. He was one of them. I thought so. The guy that plays Joe Biden was one of the main actors. He was a young man at the time in Dynasty. I thought so. Oh, man. And that is great. He's a great actor. And what I've seen in the trailer, it is a spot-on Academy Award-winning performance by both the actor who plays Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Yeah, he was in a bunch of episodes of The Love Boat, too. I remember him on The Love Boat all the time, the guy that's playing Joe Biden. It is really good. And they have that actress that was fired by Disney who was in The Mandalorian. You know who I'm talking about? She used to be a professional wrestler. And she plays a Secret Service agent. And the way the trailer looks, it's as if the lady Secret Service agent is telling the story of the laptop. And it's very well done. You know, a lot of times a conservative movie will be put together and it'll be kind of low budget and hokey. They have top tier talent working on this movie, and they've done a great job. You know, and I'm looking forward to it. So September 7th, My Son Hunter. You have to watch it online. It's not going to be in your local movieplex. And if it was, you'd watch it online probably anyway, right? Who goes to the theater anymore? But we'll definitely be watching it. When I say we, me, Steve Kane, and we will be talking about My Son Hunter after its debut next week. And I hope you guys all watch it too. All right, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. When we come back, there's a lot more to talk about. We've just scratched the surface. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We're here weekday mornings, 5 a.m. till 9. Back after this. 465-2631. 888-465-2631. We're here weekday mornings, 5 a.m. till 9. Back after this.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 is here. WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well on a Tuesday. Daytime high.
If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. Everyone, please like the video. So I'm going to go through this story when we get back, the unraveling of this Mar-a-Lago break-in case that they thought they had against Trump. See, you know, this is what happens. They hate Trump so much, they believe their own rhetoric. They believe their own BS, you know. And they actually think that Donald Trump is a bad guy. I think he's a great guy and, of course, a law-abiding citizen. But, you know, hey, they're going to lose. When has Donald Trump not won? Right? I mean, they just don't understand. The more they go after him, the stronger and more popular he is. Yeah, this shirt I'm wearing is from my own online merch shop, magamerch.shop. Let me see if I can pin the... This is available. I'm wearing the sweatshirt, but it's also available in t-shirts. The air conditioning is always kept low at the radio station because they want to keep the equipment cool because it's running all the time. But if you go to my store, magamerch.shop, all the designs created by my wife. This is, I don't know, is this the most recent one we've done? It's one of the more recents. We have so much merch up here. It's great stuff, too. Some of the designs are ideas we've gotten from people in the chat room who have made some suggestions. Let me put a link to the shop. Here it is. I got the shop. I'm going to pin the link to my shop in the chat. I could care less about the Williams sisters. You guys with me on that? Who cares? There you go. I just pinned the link. Yeah, Rome beat me to it. Here we go.
Everyone's got one. Get yours in the Steve Kane Show.
Alrighty. We are back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Steve will be back with us today, by the way. Oh, man. Okay, so I was reading this article in the Gateway Pundit. This is a good article. The start of the unraveling of the Trump Mar-a-Lago raid. Listen to this. This is a good article. It is starting to unravel. There's no doubt about it. And President Trump had a lot of victories yesterday, and they're in a panic mode. I think right now, what I was talking about before the top of the hour, this new transfer of Jeremy Bash, Dana Bash. Does anyone know if Jeremy Bash is still married to Dana Bash from CNN? He was chief of staff of the CIA when Obama was president, and he's been, is it MSDNC he's been at lately, MS-13BC? And they brought him over to the White House now, and I'm expecting, I suspect they brought Bash over to the White House to help with the release of the My Son Hunter movie that comes out next week. It's going to start a dialogue going on social media and online and on programs like this that's going to get out of control by the Democrats, and what has them so scared bringing in the CIA guy. Remember, Jeremy Bash was the one who took the first move to discredit the laptop when it came out as Russian propaganda. He's the one who was pushing that for the government, for the Obama regime. They didn't bring him in a week before the Biden movie comes out by coincidence, okay? So that's where their focus is, and that's a beautiful thing. By the way, Steve Kane and I will be here live on Monday morning, Labor Day, just so you know. President Trump has a rally on Saturday, and of course in Pennsylvania, which is going to be a big, important rally. It's his first post-Mar-a-Lago break-in rally, and Steve Kane and I will be live on Monday, Labor Day, discussing that and taking your calls. I know everybody else on the radio takes off on the holidays. Steve and I work on, we don't work on Christmas. Okay, that is one day. I do take off Christmas, but we typically work on Thanksgiving, even New Year's Day. We work on these holidays because there's so much going on, and we got to get to it all, right? But anyway, let me get to this. This is in the Gateway Pundit, which is one of my favorite news outlets. Donald Trump, they write at the Gateway Pundit, is having a very good week. Notwithstanding the flood of negative stories from the deep state media, it started with the judge releasing the sealed warrant and affidavit that provided the predicate for the search. Now, and it goes on, let me get into that. They're going to the blackout stuff. But guess what? They write. The head of the FBI's Washington field office was removed forcibly from his office by other FBI agents Friday. It comes in tandem with other news that some of the documents taken from President Trump's residence, Mar-a-Lago, were covered by attorney-client privilege. The FBI violated Trump's constitutional rights. The FBI special agent in charge of the Washington field office violated Mr. Trump's rights. That's the guy they fired. His criminal activities over the last 5 years are likely to emerge in coming weeks. For example, he obstructed justice in the Hillary Clinton case. He reportedly played a critical role in the Crossfire hurricane, operating behind the scenes. See, he was like I guess Peter Strzok's boss. What's his name? Thibault? He was the one who ensured the Hunter Biden laptop never saw the light of day. He's probably the guy who was in charge of the team and maybe even did it personally, that went to Zuckerberg and Twitter to suppress the Hunter laptop story. And he's been involved in other cases to discredit the reputation of our great President Donald Trump. It's more than a rumor. More than a dozen FBI agents have come forward as whistleblowers and are talking to members of Congress as well as prosecutors. They are dishing dirt, including evidence. They're giving physical evidence to Congress and prosecutors. Thibault, this is the FBI agent who was escorted out, is implicated, as well as others. And they're telling Congress and prosecutors that these agents violated their oath to uphold the law. Oh man. And they go on here. They say that Garland and Ray are using him as a sacrificial lamb. Yeah, here's the thing. This is a massive victory. There's no doubt about it. You know, this guy, you know, they'll take care of him. They forced him out. He retired. He'll get his full pension, and they'll find ways for him to make money, right? He'll get a book deal, or maybe they'll even make him a pundit and pay him a boatload of money that way, or put him on the board of some security consultant fake job or something. They'll find ways to pay him off and take care of him on top of his government pension and benefits that he'll get. Because the guy should be arrested. He should be charged. It looks like he's broken a lot of laws. Looks like he's broken more felonies than you could probably list just in this story. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. They want to act as if they've cleaned house, that they've gotten rid of the bad guy, the bad seed, and everybody else there is good. The people that still run this, Ray and Garland and Biden, I haven't heard them say they've stopped the investigation. Have you? I haven't heard that from any of them. And they're going to continue to push this. They're just going to act like the people that are left behind are good people. This was a bad guy. He was a bad guy. He did some bad things. But everybody else is good. And what they're doing is good. Don't you understand what they're doing? As I say, they're magicians. They're magicians. They're doing something with this hand, but the trick's being done over here. And, you know, when they control the process, they can still push things through. And there's a lot of confusion among a lot of people, and you're meant to be confused by it, that the special master did not come from the magistrate, came from another judge who's a Trump appointee. And they're already working on discrediting that judge because she was appointed by President Trump. But a fake judge magistrate who donates to Obama, that's okay. There's no bias there. But this judge with the special master, because she was appointed by President Trump, well, there's a problem. Are you kidding me? Give me a break. Now, our number's toll free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. And by the way, these developments yesterday, while they're all great news for President Trump, it does not change what we were talking about yesterday of President Trump being indicted. Okay? I still expect that to happen. I really, truly do. And if Garland would have came out and said, you know, we had this bad agent, he did these terrible things, and notice how this guy was connected with everything, the laptop, Crossfire hurricane, that Russian, all that. This one guy connected to all of it. I misunderstood. This is a lot of new information, because Peter Strzok was connected with all those things. And I thought he was the lead guy, but apparently this was his boss. So why is Peter Strzok treated as an honorable guy. He's a pundit now. He's a guest. He's on all these shows all the time ripping President Trump. Why is this guy in trouble, but Strzok is on television as a paid contributor? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. See, if they really were cleaning house, they're trying to give you the impression that they're getting rid of the bad cops and the cops left behind are the good ones, to try to get you to trust them. That's all. Don't buy any of it. They're still coming after him. They're still going to indict him. All right, let's take some calls. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian.
Oh, hey, Nick in Baltimore.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna make a guest suggestion too. But here's my prediction: Trump will not be indicted, and he will not be arrested. The reason I say that is they have totally messed up. They overstepped. Remember back a few months ago, Garland said he's not going to hold off till after the midterms, deciding what they're going to do. And all of a sudden, they jumped the gun and they raided his place. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. What Trump ought to do Saturday at that rally, play the footage.
Oh, I agree.
And breaking into his place.
Going through the First Lady's closet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be devastating.
I think it's going to bust it open, yeah. And I really think Trump's got him where he...
You know, I was talking about that yesterday, and what Nick in Baltimore just said was President Trump at his rally in Pennsylvania Saturday night should show the footage from Mar-a-Lago of the break-in and the ransacking. And I agree. You know, Dr. Oz needs all the help he can get. Right? He's running a campaign like a loser, and that would be bombshell news like we haven't gotten in a long time. I mean, that would be huge to show that video there. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and I just think that Trump. I have never been so confident. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But, you know, I'm just saying, I think...
Well, I hope you're right.
Well, but, you know, and my guest suggestion for you, to lead into this movie that's coming out, get Jack Maxey.
Jack Maxey? Okay, I thought you were going to suggest Robert Davi, the director.
No, Jack Maxey, he's the guy who was instrumental with the 100 laptop.
Oh, I'll look into it. Nick, I got to run for our break. Callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Great suggestion. Back after this.
The 100 laptop thing.
I'll look into it. Nick, I got to run for our break. Callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Great suggestion. Back after this.
Wake up and smell the truth.
Steve Kane Show. Hey, Mike.
Restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside, everything homemade.
Hey, if you love Trump, give me a 1. If you don't, 2. 1, you love Trump. 2, you don't. I don't expect to see many 2s, if we see any.
On the south side of Sample Road.
What if you could get more out of your current home security system?
1, you love Trump. 2, you don't. Yes. Be prepared for a lot of 1s. Steve Kane Show.
Call 800-ALARM-ME and find out how you can get the Sloan Shield home security system absolutely free. Plus, if you act now, you can choose one of the following items.
Look at all that love. All that Trump love. Look at that.
Or a free programmable thermostat by simply subscribing to Sloman's low-cost central station monitoring. With a Sloan Shield, you can arm and disarm your system remotely. You can view your home, lock your doors. You can even control your thermostats and turn on your lights from your smartphone.
I didn't see a single 2. This is the most pro-Trump channel on YouTube. 2 is if you don't love Trump. 1, you love Trump. 2, you don't. Look at that. I haven't seen a single 2. Who wouldn't hit 1? Glendale, Arizona.
That's 954-922-4633, BrightonDentalCare.com.
Don't risk getting stranded with a bad battery. Our professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts
Awesome.
will test your battery for free. If your battery does need
Lots of Trump love.
find the best battery for your vehicle and your budget. Don't wait until your battery is dead. Get it tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
Thinking of buying a new mattress? Don't! Go right now to MyPillow.com and order your 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper for 50% off. But you've got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. This is the lowest price ever. It comes in all mattress sizes, from twin all the way up to California King, and every size in between. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
Ready to get fired up?
Just 60 seconds and you'll be racing for the phone. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Alrighty. Yes, we are back. Steve will be back with us later in the program, joining us in progress. He was off for a couple of days, not the day for that. But he'll be back with us even though there's chaos going on the home front. But that's okay. The show must go on. 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is our number. It's a toll-free call. 1-888-465-2631. There is only one opening on our board. 1-888-465-2631. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. It's Jeff from Coral Springs.
Hey, Jeff in Coral Springs.
One of the reasons why I think that they're going to not charge Trump on this is there'll be discovery, and there will be material that Trump will be able to glean from that to bring down the whole thing, I think. Because there's no way, this is something that at least 30 people were involved in, and there's no way 30 people can keep the story straight, even if they're professional scumbags like these FBI guys.
Well, you know, I listen, I'm not saying they're going to win against Trump, because they're not. He's done no wrong. But their major goal has been for the last year and a half is to come up with a scheme to keep him off the ballot when the next primaries come around. And this break-in was an attempt to get something for the January 6th committee. Somehow they convinced themselves there was something in the safe that would help Liz Cheney and her kangaroo committee. That's why they brought the safecracker with them when they broke in the Mar-a-Lago. I wonder if that safecracker, by the way, is like some convict that's like working for them now. You know what I mean? Is he like one of these jailhouse snitches, like a real criminal safecracker that's getting some time shaved off by breaking in the Trump safe? I don't know. But they want to keep him off the ballot, and they're never going to give up that goal. And they have convinced themselves that they can do it. And it'll start when the primaries start in 2024, for the 2024 Republican primary season. They're going to find some state that's going to keep him off the primary ballot. And this break-in is what they want to do. So they may keep this case alive and even bring an indictment, not with the hopes of winning in federal court. They're not, but to keep him off the ballot.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, Brian. Even if it gets to the point where they have an indictment, he has discovery. You know, it's a criminal thing. So the evidence that he's able to get is probably even bigger than even a civil trial. So I think he would be able to get that thing unsealed for his lawyer to interview everybody and anybody whose name was on it. And, you know, so many people that... And the other thing, Brian, is I was thinking the thing that would be the most damaging is if he does have videos of those FBI guys rummaging through, like, Melania's pantry drawers.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, God, can you imagine the campaign ads he could make out of it?
Well, let me... Okay, now, this is the thing about the... Now, my guess is that the video surveillance at Mar-a-Lago, like everything else President Trump has, is top stuff. So this isn't going to be like some grainy ab-scab video. Remember that ab scam? You know, I remember it'll be high definition, probably with sound, and I'm at some point. And there's a big question here because the agents told the staff to turn off the cameras, which they did briefly and turn them back on. We don't know if they knew the cameras were on or not. and we don't know if there's sound, but if there's sound, at some point, these agents have to be like talking to each other, saying, we got nothing. We got nothing. We broke into the safe. There was nothing in there. What do we do now? You know, and if we can hear some conversation like that, oh, wouldn't that be beautiful? The largest labor union in America is the Federal Workers Union. So, you know, so you've got the government is run by the bureaucracy, literally, between the Federal Workers Union, the FBI, and others. That's it. All right.
Every big city police department, they're all Democrats in there.
Yeah.
You know, like, people talk about how it's like some bunch of right-wing haters, and it's a bunch of left-wing haters, really.
I would bet you anything the cop that in the George Floyd case, because of the city he was in, is probably a Democrat. Oh yeah. Now you're in Coral Springs. Of course, Coral Springs is home of Wings Plus on Sample Road. Oh man, it's the one restaurant you can eat in safely with your MAGA gear on.
There.
Oh, the chili is awesome. Yeah, what kind of, do you go for the wings at all at Wings Plus?
Yeah, I just get medium though.
Medium. That's usually what I get, the medium wings. The medium wings are awesome. All right, take care, man. Caller from Coral Springs. I get the medium wings and I get the lemon pepper wings, which Steve recommended from Wings Plus on Sample Road in Coral Springs. You know, they actually sell at Wings Plus Make America Great Again hats and Ron DeSantis hats. That's right. They got a Ron DeSantis for governor sign on the front of the building at Wings Plus. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Greg.
Hey, Greg, too. How you doing, Greg, too?
Hey, Greg for DeSantis.
Okay.
But listen, Brian, that caller just made a great point that you didn't address. That if they were to file criminal charges against President Trump, discovery would be permissible. Depositions could be taken. Interrogatories could be taken. And you didn't address that with the last caller.
Well, I'm not an attorney, and this isn't a law school class, and getting into the minutia of all this legalese is, you know, that's for Mark Levin and mock trials in law school. I know what all that's about, but the problem is with the federal courts, when it comes to things like that, is federal courts, nothing's televised. You don't get to see it. You don't get to feel it. You don't get to live it. It's not like these cases, like the OJ case, where everything's on TV and we're by our televisions and we can see everything that happens.
So wrong, like almost a lot of things he's saying. First of all, discovery doesn't take place.
No, but oh my goodness, what I see. You know, dealing with Greg too here. This is like these never Trumpers with Trump. Greg too hates me so much that everything I say is wrong. You know, listen, if there was a trial in a federal court and it was televised, everything you're saying would be true. People would be like, they got nothing. They look like fools today. But because federal trials are not televised, you never get that emotional reaction from the public out of federal trials. I know what this. Everybody, hey, listen. Everybody knows what discovery is. The hate talk. No, I'm trying to control the direction of the show so it's interesting.
Videotape depositions and show the American people what took place.
That's correct.
Okay, so what does that have to do with the courtroom, Brian?
Because look, we've had high-profile cases with like Roger Stone, for example. All right, and Paul Manafort. They were in federal court, and because we didn't get to see the process in the courtroom, people don't get as excited as when they're watching like the Casey Anthony trial. But can you talk about something that's more? I know what you want to do right now. What you want to do is, you're embarrassing me? Oh, how did you embarrass me? How did you embarrass me?
Because you keep on speaking about a courtroom and just.
I know. What did you say that embarrassed me? At what point was I embarrassed? Because I missed it.
You don't think that they would be able to...
No, not what I think. You said you embarrassed. We've only got like 15 seconds. Tell me the part of this conversation where you embarrassed me.
Because your commentary on the law is ignorant.
I'm not giving commentary on the law. Okay, boom. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did I miss something? Did he embarrass me so bad that I didn't feel it? We'll be back. It's the Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere. Oh my goodness. Did I miss something? Did he embarrass me so bad that I didn't feel it? We'll be back. It's the Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere. What a dope. He's hey Nick. Yeah, great show. Thank you. He's an idiot. Yeah. I'll be right back, guys.
The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning at 10 a.m. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well on a Tuesday. Daytime highs today, low 90s, humid, and a chance of some scattered showers and storms, but mainly in the afternoon, not as much as we saw yesterday morning. I'm WPVF 25 First Warning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Crystal Lens here for you this morning for the Palm Beach commute. 95 and the Turnpike are both crash free up the speed from Boca Raton to Jupiter, but in Lake Worth, look out for a disabled vehicle on I-95 heading northbound at 10th Avenue North.
Luxury design and installation, each style embodying a distinct character and a vibe that's unique to your personality and style. Stop to our showroom at Florida Luxury Cabinets for your free consultation. Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. Call 561-646-8560. That's 561-646-8560.
Are you feeling over the hill? Tired? Sluggish? Taking those midday naps? Just not feeling yourself? There is help. If you want to look and feel like you did when you were young, call Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West El Rey and talk to him about hormone replacement pellet therapy. Take it from me. I'm a patient. It works. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. And make sure to tell him you heard about him on the radio.
Here's football legend Howie Long for Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear.
The world has gone hands-free. Using the phone, turning on your lights, heck, even driving. However, if you want to put on a pair of sneakers, you still need to bend down.
You know what I think happens is that a lot of people, you know, they get the image, they get the whole concept of something and try to present it to you, and then you throw a little truth at them.
Oh, that guy. That guy.
And they go,
Greg.
oh, well, wait a minute, I figured this all out before I call.
Well, that guy, Greg, he got humiliated once with us, with Dr. Lemaski in studio. He called in, and he had spanked his 2-year-old daughter out in public, and Lemaski just was laid into him. And he's...
It's tough for kids, you know.
Oh, yeah. Steve Kane Show. Yeah, hold on. Well, Steve is joining us, but I don't know if he's going to be on the phone or through his studio. And I'm texting, and I'm not getting a response back. So we'll find out on the air. We'll find out together. Because I have no idea. There's only one opening on the board, by the way. Phone's pretty busy. He was not a cool guy, but I don't know what happened to him, tell you the truth. All right, we got about a minute left of the break. Our bottom of the hour breaks are our longest break of the show. No, you're talking about the same guy, but you guys don't hear what goes on off the air. So I don't know what's going on with Steve. They're not answering my texts, so I don't know. Greg 2 seems shady. Yeah. I don't mind his calls though. That call today was pathetic. That was not his normal quality of call, Greg 2. He's trying to establish with I'll tell you it on the air. You know, these chronic callers, the liberals, they all have these backstories, you know, that they try to establish.
The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Steve, you with us?
I am.
Oh my! No, you were distorting so loud. You've cleaned my ears out. I mean, you're too close to the mic. Just move the microphone away from your mouth a little bit, and that's better. Well, I don't know. My sinuses are cleared, and I have a bit of a headache now. Before we get started, there's only one opening on the board. Steve Kane joining us. I just want to say something about Greg 2, because, you know, this is Greg 2. Greg 2 is an old villain in our caller ranks here on the program, and the call that he made before the break was not his normal type of call. You know, he wanted to talk about lawyer stuff, which is terminally boring. Our chronic callers, if you haven't noticed, especially the liberal ones, they all have a backstory, right, that they create to give them credibility. And Greg 2's backstory that he's created is that he's an attorney. So he wanted to call in and talk about discovery and depots and court, so that and it's because of our expansion into the new markets up in Maga, Martin County, the Palm Beaches, our new stations. He wants people that don't know who he is from his previous calls on the program to not only know who he is, Greg 2, but know he's a lawyer. So, pathetic. Anyway, Steve, good morning. A little psychoanalysis of Greg 2 there, but you've missed a lot already, Steve. There's been craziness. A chronic was banned earlier in the program. I'll tell you about it after the show. And you know. Well, you know, it's one of those things where, you know how it is when some of the liberal callers can't stop calling us, so they do something to make us ban them. It was one of those things. You know, it happens. It happens. Anyway, there's only one opening on our board. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1.
Calls, a lot more calls in the last hour. We try to do that.
Yeah, sure.
Don't feel slighted. Like everybody gets their 2 cents in.
Yeah, there's only one opening at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, yes, this is Sandra from Indiana.
Hey, Sandra.
Hey, Sandra, how are you today?
Doing good, and you? I was thinking since the Democrats are trying so hard to keep Trump off the ballot, how come he can't be a write-in?
How come they can't what?
How come the Democrats trying to keep Trump's name off the ballot in 2024? Can't Trump run as
a write-in candidate? Oh, anybody can. I can run as a write-in candidate. Write me in. But to my knowledge, no one in history has won a major office with that. That's a loser. Yeah. What are you doing on Thursday night?
What am I doing on Thursday?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm going to tell you what you need to be doing. Listen to this. Biden, on Thursday, Joe Biden is going to give a prime time speech addressing the country. The speech will be about the soul of the nation. Listen, Joe Biden plans to deliver a primetime speech, Thursday, about how America's rights and freedoms are still under attack, returning to the core message of his 2020 campaign. A White House official said Thursday's address to the nation at Independence National Historical Park in Philadelphia would focus on the continued battle for the soul of the nation. That's what we need Joe Biden. He's going to tell us about the soul of the nation. Yeah, that's right. Biden will lay out how America's standing in the world and its democracy are at stake. He'll highlight what he sees as... You okay, Steve? He'll highlight what he sees as progress over the past 2 years to protect our democracy, and note that our rights and our freedoms remain at risk. Yeah, our rights and freedoms are at risk because we won't bend a knee and support the Democrats. That's what they're trying to tell us. Oh my God, this is how sick these people are. He thinks that we're freer under him. Freedom is with him, and he's going to tell us about the soul of the nation. How about get your son off crack and off the hookers, Joe? All right, how about the soul of the Biden family? Oh my goodness, worry about that. Oh my goodness.
I got very offended when he said that Maga was semi-fascist.
There's no such thing as semi-fascist. You're either fascist or not. Yeah. Hey, Sandra, thanks for the call. I tell you this thing about the soul of the nation. I was talking about this earlier. They're in a complete panic over this. So Joe Biden is trying to take command of the news cycle. He's going to talk about the soul of the nation and then start campaigning to try to get people not to watch this movie. And I've seen the trailer for My Son Hunter, and it is... I can't stop watching it. I've seen the trailer like 6-7 times. It's that good. Just the trailer. And it's very well done. Robert Davi, who's a great American actor. He was in Die Hard and The Goonies. He was one of the FBI agents in Die Hard, the white one. And remember at the end, the 2 FBI agents in Die Hard, which is great. And he's good friends with John Voight, and he's a very good conservative man, Robert Davi. And the movie looks spectacular. So the soul of the nation. I feel sorry for anyone who has a child suffering with addiction. All right, I'm a parent. Luckily I don't have that problem, but I've known people who have children that suffer from addiction. I've known someone, more than one person, that's had a son or a daughter or a grandchild that's an addict. I've never known someone when all their children are addicts, right? Joe's got 2 kids. They're both addicts, hardcore addicts, in and out of rehab. I don't know. Steve, have you known anyone that has like multiple kids that are in and out of rehab? I've known people with one.
In my head.
No. Well, other than the Bidens. I mean, so something's up with that family. Something's up with that. Well, the movie will tell us. Well, the movie's going to tell us. My Son Hunter, September 7th, next week. You'll have to watch it online, but you're going to have to watch it too, Steve. It's got, not only is it well directed and produced, but and from what I can tell in the trailer, well written. They have great actors in it. The actors are very, very good, and they're recognizable actors. The guy that plays Joe Biden, was the star of Dynasty. So so you got real actors here. All right, good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
Yeah. Oh, not much. You earlier Brian was talking about Dana Bash's ex-husband, right?
I don't know if it's her ex or current husband, but
remember, you mentioned the 3 magic letters CIA, right? And remember who was the head of the CIA when all this started? It was John Brennan. All this stuff goes back to the fact that when he in 2016, the 3 magic words, drain the swamp. A lot of people took it as a joke, but except for the people that really mattered, like when he said that, they go, "Uh-oh, this guy's just crazy enough to do this,"
Well, okay. For people that weren't listening in the first last hour when I brought this up, let me recap it a little bit. Okay, they got rid of this FBI agent that was behind the laptop and everything suppression at the FBI, and it was pretty high profile. But at the same time, they just hired at the White House the former chief of staff of the CIA. He was the chief of staff of the CIA when Obama was president. He's Dana Bash's either current or ex-husband. but he's a CIA guy. They just brought him into a new job at the White House. And he was involved in the suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop story, too. He's the one who signed off on that letter saying it was Russian misinformation. And I think they have brought him into the White House to do damage control on the movie, My Son Hunter. I think that's why they brought him to the White House. Jeremy Bash is his name. Mm-hmm.
By the way, Gina Carano, I don't know who she's going to play.
She plays a Secret Service agent.
Yeah, she plays the Secret Service. They've already cast Bo Biden's wife, for this movie.
Oh, did they?
So,
well, the movie's already been made. It's already done. It's coming out next week. So I hope they've finished casting. It's coming out next week.
and by the way, just an aside, Gina Carano once dated Superman, Henry Cavill.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Yeah, she was fired by Disney for being MAGA. And she's the star of this movie, by the way. She plays a female Secret Service agent, and in the movie poster, you see Biden smelling and sniffing her hair. It's pretty good. All right, our number is 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll take our break, come back with more topics, more news, and your calls. 31. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll take our break, come back with more topics, more news, and your calls.
They're the most polarizing talk show hosts in all of South Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, mornings 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9. Are you feeling over the hill? Tired? Sluggish? Taking those midday naps? Just not feeling yourself? There is help. If you want to look and feel like you did when you were young, call Dr. Mitch Matez at the Bio Station West El Rey and talk to him about hormone replacement pellet therapy. Take it from me. I'm a patient. It works. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. And make sure to tell him you heard about him on the radio.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19, then act fast. Authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider.
Oh, yeah. My Son Hunter will be the first movie I've paid to see in a while. I'm looking forward to it. If it was in the theaters, it would get me in the theater. It would. The theaters are so desperate for people now. You'd think they'd want to show My Son Hunter. Could you imagine? What's the website to see My Son Hunter? Is it mysonhunter.com? Let me see, because I want to... Let me see here. Oh, typo. Yes, mysonhunter.com. Oh, I love the description for the movie. Oh, this is hilarious. The guy that plays... The guy that plays Hunter... Let's see, what has he been in? Gosford Park, Islands at War, that was good. All right, I'm looking up, Steve. Next week is My Son Hunter, which you've got to see. And you can watch it online at mysonhunter.com. And I'm going to read to you from the website in just a moment, but I want to share something with you first. Whenever we are not on the air live, our call-in number gets forwarded to our voicemail, and people leave us voice messages all the time. And a nice lady left a message about one of our sponsors, and I just saw in the news this morning there were 3 storms that very well may turn into hurricanes out in the Atlantic right now. That's wonderful? Yeah, well, you're safe. You got a new roof from Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. But I've been telling people, if you've got a wet spot on your ceiling, you got a leak in your roof, you don't want to go through hurricane season with a leak in your roof. And what happens if you got a loose tile, a loose shingle, when those hurricane winds, even a lot of you are new to Florida and you don't get it. It's not fun. When there's a tropical storm, which is not a hurricane, but a tropical storm, you still get hurricane strength winds coming through with a tropical storm. They're just not sustained. And a lot of damage is done when hurricanes come through tornadoes. It's a mess. And what the hurricane winds look for is any entrance into your home. And a loose shingle, a loose tile, they get under your roof, it's gone. So anyway, I've been telling people, if you have a leak in your roof, call Tom Laporta. He's a good Maga guy over at Laporta Contracting, and take advantage of a free roof inspection of your roof. And one of our listeners did that and called yesterday and left this message on my voicemail.
Hey Brian, just wanted to call and let you know we had Tom Laporta come, an emergency because of a leak we had in our roof, and he came almost immediately. He's a great guy, and he's going to do a great job for us. So thank you so much for recommending him. Love your show.
Oh, great. Isn't that very nice? So let me give you Tom Laporta's number. Boom. He's out there very fast. This rings directly to Tom's cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954. Yeah, he is.
What a lot of people don't know is he is also a general contractor. So he can not only, in fact, we're thinking of putting in another bedroom in that.
Oh.
And we're going to have Tom do that after hurricane season.
Oh, that's great.
So, but he does it all. He's a very talented guy and super honest, and you want to do business with.
That's right. So let me give out his number again. Now, this is his cell phone. Rings directly to the phone in his pocket. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com. Okay, so mysonhunter.com is where you're going to go and watch the Hunter Biden movie. And it's you're going to watch it online September 7th. My Son Hunter, this is like, they have like this is the front of the website, right? So I'm going to read this to you. Breitbart presents an unreported Story Society production, a Robert Davi film, My Son Hunter, the smartest guy Joe knows. And they have a warning here, okay? A warning. Here's the warning. Warning. This motion picture contains sex, prostitution, drugs, cronyism, money laundering, more sex, a laptop from hell, Chinese spies, Ukrainian businessmen, the CCP, the selling out of America, the big guy, corn pop, more sex, additional drugs, and family. And I love the description. Robert Davi's brilliant. You know who he is. You may not recognize his name, but everyone knows who Robert Davi is, even if they don't know that they know who Robert Davi is. And he's got a good sense of humor, too, as you can tell by the description. mysonhunter.com. You're going to have to watch it, everyone, because we will be talking about it on September 8th. And also, I want to let everyone know, Steve Kane and I will be here live on Monday, Labor Day, right? It's Labor Day Monday. I don't even know what holidays are because we work them. And everybody else takes off the air on holidays. We do take off on Christmas, I will tell you. I will not be here live on Christmas morning. But every other holiday we pretty much work, including Thanksgiving. But we will be here live Monday. And Monday's an important show. We'd be here anyway. They're all important shows. But Monday is very important because President Trump's rally in Pennsylvania is Saturday night. And this is his first rally since the break-in of Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, and we don't know what he's going to say. Hopefully, he'll talk about the break-in of Mar-a-Lago. I expect him to. Wouldn't you?
It's the first rally since
the break-in.
The break-in.
Yeah. So, and it's the first time I know he's posted on his social media platform, Truth, but this is the first opportunity to hear at length President Trump talk about everything that's happened. So, this is great stuff. Now, I do have some audio I wanted to play here, and I know some of you have heard this, but you have not heard it with our take on it. I want to first play this audio of Kamala Harris talking about the student loans last week, okay? Because she, and I saw this. She looked awful. She's outside in front of Air Force 2. She's always flying places. Every time I see Kamala Harris, she's either getting on a plane or off a plane. I don't know where she's going and what she's doing all the time. Does anyone know where she always flying off to? But in this video, if you may see it on television today, you may have seen it yesterday, of her talking about student loans outside Air Force 2. Steve, she looks so... You know who she looks like in this video? She looks like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. When he went... Yeah, when he went white. I'm not talking about the old Michael. I'm not talking about the off-the-wall Michael Jackson. I'm talking about, like, the later years. I mean, she looked like Michael Jackson. It was very strange. But anyway, here she is talking about the student loans. I wanted to talk about that just for a brief moment.
Who specifically is putting the bill for student loan forgiveness? We haven't gotten a concrete answer from the administration yet.
Well, let's start with this. First of all, a lot of the same people who are criticizing what we rightly did in following through on a commitment that we made to forgive student loan debt are the same people who voted for a tax cut for the richest Americans. So when we look at who is benefiting from this, 90% of the people who are going to benefit from student loan forgiveness make under $75,000 a year. And that debt has been the reason that they're unable to start a family, buy a home, and pursue their piece of the American dream.
Okay, so just let me explain. She talks by the airplane. That's a Trump move. Trump likes to do interviews with the press in front of helicopters and airplanes because it's cool. She's not cool, and she looked like hell. Something's going on in her life. If you see that video, she doesn't. Her appearance. She looks like she's suffering from clinical depression. But anyway, she said she was making this comparison. She said the ones that are doing the most complaining about the student loan forgiveness are people that get these tax breaks, right? There's a big difference in the student loan forgiveness and people getting tax breaks. When you're given a tax, they call it a break, I call it a deduction. But these tax breaks they're talking about, the government says to you that you can keep more of your money, right? It's money, they tax money you've made, you've earned. You've worked hard, you got a business, you got a job, they tax you, they take money. What they call tax breaks, I call deductions, they're just saying you're allowed to keep more of the money that you made that is yours. That's the tax break people she's whining about. Now, the difference between that and the student loan forgiveness, the student loan forgiveness people are thieves, right? They took a lot of money, $10,000, from the government, and they're not paying it back. They're like bank robbers. They're like robbers of the Federal Reserve, right? I mean, it's not their own money. It's not the same thing at all. And it doesn't surprise me that she doesn't understand the difference. I mean, she's Kamala Harris. Willie Brown's girlfriend, there you have it. Who would have thought? Now, this last clip I want to play, though, right now is the husky voice of the governor of New York.
And we're here to say that the era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town. Get out of town. Because you don't represent our values. You are not New Yorkers. Okay, you're not New York. Now, boy, what a husky voice she has, huh? She sounds so effeminate. But here's the thing about the New York governor. Don't you wish that she had that much passion talking to these rapists and robbers and thieves on the streets of New York and said, get out of New York, go somewhere else? I mean, she has no problem with the rapists in the streets, the murderers, the carjackers, the bodega robbers. She doesn't want them to leave New York. She wants Maga to leave New York. You're the problem. You thieves, you rapists, you're real New Yorkers if you're a rapist. But if you're Maga, you're not a New Yorker. What an idiot.
You know, and if Saturday Night Live was a real thing anymore, they would do a bit on that. All right, let's take a call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Maryland.
Hey, Victor.
Hi, I'm not going to waste my time Thursday night. I don't want to hear anything he has to say, and I bet you the ratings will prove me wrong.
Wait, Biden's going to address the country. Don't you want to know what the soul of the nation is all about? That's what the theme of the speech is.
No, I don't care what he has to say at all.
Mm.
I just don't care. Also, yesterday, I asked Sebastian Gorka a question. I asked him, would it be possible for Trump, when he does his Saturday night speech, if he could show any video of the raid?
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I'm going to ask him that.
Great.
It could be done.
Great.
So keep your fingers crossed that this happens.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I hope you call Sebastian Gorka on his show.
Yeah, he sent me a T-shirt that says FBI, Biden's Gestapo.
Oh, okay. But Biden's Gestapo. Okay, I thought it would be like some take on the letters FBI, but that works. That works. All right. All right, take care. So if it happens, if he shows the video, it'll be Victor. It'll be Victor who did it. If he shows the video in the rally of the break-in, that would be beautiful. That would set things. And you know, I'll tell you something. Fox News still will not carry the rally on Saturday. This rally, even if you hate Trump in the news and you've got a blackout, that's a major news event, because this is the first time he's really spoken out loud in a visual since the break-in of Mar-a-Lago. And all the news networks on Saturday Night Live should be carrying this on their cable news, the Pennsylvania rally, because he's expected to talk about what happened. But they're not going to carry it. They will not. Newsmax will carry it. Fox News, CNN, MS-13, DNC, will not carry it, I promise you. All right, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour because they hate Trump. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Back after this. Toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Back after this.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 is here.
Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music.
WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well on a Tuesday. Daytime highs today, low 90s, humid, and a chance of some scattered showers and storms, but mainly in the afternoon, not as much as we saw yesterday morning. I'm WPVF 25 First Warning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
In the Palm Beaches, the major expressways are still crash-free this morning, but not quite moving up to speed. We're seeing delays now on the northbound side of I-95 coming from Deerfield Beach into Boca. It's also a little bit slow on the southbound side of I-95 between Lane 10 and Road and Boynton Beach Boulevard. We're seeing some pretty heavy buildups on Forest Hill Boulevard eastbound towards 95, but the surface streets look pretty good at this time. Just a minor crash in Palm Springs on 10th Avenue North at Sherwood Forest Boulevard. This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies. The Dell Technologies Labor Day event is here. Start a season of productivity with up to 48% off Vostro laptops with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's traffic. I'm Chris Barr.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News update.
ABC News now, Lionel Moise. A state of emergency declared in Jackson, Mississippi as the city deals with a water crisis. ABC's Trevor Alt is there.
After days of flooding, a water treatment plant is failing to provide running water to the city. According to the governor, up to 180,000 people may be affected, and right now, Jackson doesn't have enough water to fight fires or flush toilets.
We do not have reliable running water at scale.
The city had already been under a boil water advisory for weeks because the water wasn't considered clean enough to drink, but now many have little to no water pressure at all. The state says it's begun immediate emergency repairs and water will be distributed to residents.
Schools will be virtual today. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden has recovered from her rebound COVID case and is returning to Washington today. The greatest of all time, giving fans a treat at the U.S. Open in New York. Serena Williams winning her first round match. This is ABC News.
I was racing, just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb.
Get it off your chest. Just call in 888-COCAINE-1. Later, The Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. My name is Brian Craig. Steve is back with us today. And, you know, you and I don't know, we watch different news, Steve. And I was talking to you this morning in the car on my way to the radio station, and you were telling me what you were watching so far as the, you know, the break-in. Well, yeah, well, you said that what you were watching, which is Fox, of course, that since the break-in, that it's all over. That the Justice Department wants out and they've lost everything. And I missed all of that.
No, what I watched last night was Hannity.
Okay.
Hannity was breaking news last night. I mean, basically everything was coming apart for the
Well, I don't know what Hannity's talking about's coming apart. I mean, there's some things happened yesterday. Okay, now this
FBI guy.
Oh, that was just a show. You know, okay, give me a break.
Show?
Okay, let's talk about this guy, okay? They got rid of the FBI guy yesterday that was... big show. A big nothing. It was a big show. But this guy, well, let me tell you. Let me explain, and then you can disagree. The FBI agent that they canned, so they say, he was the one who was behind the Hunter Biden laptop cover-up. And a lot of people believe he's the one Zuckerberg was referencing. He's the one, or at least if it wasn't him personally, it was his team that went to Facebook and Twitter and said, don't run the Hunter story. It's Russian disinformation. Okay. He was also involved in the Russian dossier Crossfire Hurricane nonsense. What happened? He wasn't fired. He retired.
What the arrangement was, but the fact that they walked him out of the building, I mean, in disgrace. I mean, that's
disgrace.
Acknowledgement that they got caught red-handed?
No, it's a diversion. First off, they may have told him he had to retire and did like a soft firing, but for doing these politically biased things, which they are reporting he was involved in, he has his full government pension and benefits, and there's no criminal investigation or anything into him. And at the same time, okay, they got rid of the FBI guy behind the cover-up of the Hunter Biden laptop. At the same time, they brought a guy into the White House who did the very same thing he did for the FBI, but he did it for the CIA, Jeremy Bash.
Rome wasn't built in a day, so I felt it was a major move. Maybe the audiences.
Well, I'll throw it out. If
excited.
Oh, please.
It's not the end game, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, well, Hannity was excited. Listen, I'm not going to... I'm glad he's not there, but who replaced him? Somebody from his team, his lieutenant that was involved in it? And the CIA... Oh, no. No, they're not on the run. They're not on the run. No, they're not on the run. They're doing... It's an illusion what they did with this guy. All right, well, let me give out the number. It's 1-888-GO-CANE-1. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. Numerically, that's 1-888-465-2631. They make retire the FBI guy behind it, but the CIA guy behind it, they give him a big promotion over to the White House. So it's a diversion, you know. And there's major laptop. The real reason they got rid of that guy at the FBI while they promoted the CIA guy who did the same thing isn't because of the break-in. It's because the movie's coming out next week, and Zuckerberg blew it. No, you're not in your head enough. It's a total. If they would have actually fired him, okay, and they were looking into prosecuting him criminally for misusing his badge, that would be something. But they didn't do that.
Let me tell you what you're talking about. What you're talking about is not going to happen until Trump is the president. And then what's needed
Mary
there is
Atkinson, new member, welcome.
Everybody in the upper echelon has to be thrown out. And the only one who has the authority to do that in the end is going to be Trump when he becomes president.
That's true, yes.
Okay. We understand that didn't happen last night, all right? So yes, what happened last night is short of that, but it's a step along the way.
No, it's to make people think they did something. Like when, what was the name of the guy? They'll take care of him. They'll give him a book deal. He'll be a pundit over on CNN. He's got his book. The way, if they would have done it like Trump did, what was the name of the guy? I've forgotten his name.
Until he's elected president.
Well, no. When Trump, I can't remember the name of the guy. If somebody out in the audience can remember, call and let us know. Trump fired the FBI guy like a week before he got his benefits. Remember that? And he had to retire like on a half pension. And if he would only been there like 5 more days, he would have gotten the whole. That was a punishment. This guy, he took one for the boys. He looks stupid for a day, and he's got everything. All right. Yeah, McCabe. It was McCabe. Andy McCabe. He fired Andrew McCabe like 3-5 days before he got his benefits. That's how you do it if you're punishing them. You don't say, quit, get all your benefits, and no investigation and no criminal charges. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good. Hey, James. Where are you calling from?
Boca Raton.
James and Boca. What's up?
I thought it too. I'm glad you said it. They're just throwing the dog a bone here.
Yes.
Nothing really. Tomorrow when they take Melania, Barron, and Trump away in cuffs, come and say the same thing, Steve. Okay.
Well, now hold on. You said something interesting. Let's focus in on that because we're going around in circles on the firing of the FBI.
He wasn't fired. He retired.
Whatever it is, okay, what I'm saying is I see it as a step in the right direction. Of course, there's still scrim. Over. It's not going to be over until Trump is elected president, until they clean out the whole upper echelon of the...
Oh.
And that was our mistake from the very beginning. I knew when Trump went in there that he needed to clean house, and for whatever reason,
he can't clean.
Steve, you're distorting, Steve. You gotta.
2016. Look.
Listen, Steve. Listen, caller, don't go anywhere because I'm glad you called. I heard your comments while Steve was talking. I mean, Steve thinks something happened yesterday. Good with this. They let this guy retire with full benefits. If they would have come out and had a press conference and say, we fired this guy, he was misusing his gun and his badge and his authority, and we're dropping the investigation into Trump, that would have been something. They let this guy retire, and the investigation continues.
Yeah, they're more planning and scamming behind. They got in the rooms and, hey, let's just give them a dog a bone here. Let's send them out, pretend that we did some consequences here. No.
Yeah.
About 10 or 20 of them to go in prison.
So I feel better about what happened last night than you do.
But what happened? They let a guy retire with a full government pension and benefits?
They publicly were forced to do something that admitted that they were part of.
No. Oh my goodness.
Consequences. Some
Yeah.
real heavy.
He's the fall guy. He's a patsy. He's a patsy. He's just a fall guy to give in so that the pundits can talk at night and think they got something. What do you think, caller?
He already has agreed with you. How many times are you going to ask him?
We need to get in there really.
That's right.
Close like 14 or 15.
All right, here we go. Okay, can that happen before Trump is?
Well, you're telling us something happened yesterday. Oh my goodness.
Trump is president.
Well, yeah, it could.
Can I just say one more, please?
No one wants to answer my question.
This time when we win, 5,000 people crying on the front of the White House.
Yes. Yeah.
14 or 15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Appreciate the call. All right. Take care. Now, what do you mean that's all, folks? I'm sorry, Steve. You know, you want to live in the Matrix. You want to live in the denial about it. I wish what you said was true. I wish that something had happened, but it's just to make us think something happened. That's all. And I wish it was. Well, we got a break. We want to. Well, if you're on hold, don't go anywhere. Okay, we're gonna take a break. Talk to Attorney Barry Siegel, and then we'll come back. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Steve needs somebody to tell him that this was a firing, and that justice was done. But I think Steve is way off base. All right, listen, we'll take our break and be right back. And that justice was done. But I think Steve is way off base. All right, listen, we'll take our break and be right back.
The Steve Kane Show, telling it like it is, whether you like it or not.
Handle estate planning. There are attorneys who do a little bit of everything. And then there are attorneys who do estate planning and elder law like we do at the Siegel Law Group. And our services are for people who really want to make sure that they have an estate plan that's going to work. Who want to deal with a law firm where it's not going to be a one-time transaction, it's a lifetime relationship, where we do free 3-year reviews. We can stay in touch, make sure that the estate plans are going to work, make sure that we avoid probate, avoid guardianship, protect our assets from the cost of long-term care, make sure that our children or our beneficiaries' inheritance is protected from lawsuits, creditors, divorces. So, if somebody's out there and they just want to get a few documents and say they did their estate planning, we may not be for them. But for people who want to have an estate plan that works, who cares about their family and wants to protect them and protect themselves and make sure they have an estate plan that's going to work today and down the road, then they should be calling the Siegel Law Group.
Yeah, and it's always a free consultation with the Siegel Law Group. When you mentioned that you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio, and of course Barry, he reviewed Steve's documents and found out there were all kinds of problems, and Steve's estate would have been a disaster if the Siegel Law Group had not updated and corrected them. Now, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help. Their number is toll-free, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk later in the week.
All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks.
Okay, back after this.
Grab your coffee and get ready to be triggered. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. Steve Kane is here. I was yesterday. You were off, Steve, and I was talking, and this couple things. There's a lot of. Let's go through what's happened. A lot's happened in the last few days, okay? And there's some confusion with some people going on out there. The judge ruling about the special master, okay? The special master is a different judge than this fake judge, this magistrate that signed off on the break-in. So there's a lot. The judge that ruled in front of the judge in the special master's case is another Florida judge, a female judge who's a real judge. She's a federally appointed by a president judge. She was appointed by President Trump. Okay, and she's the one in the special master case. She was appointed by President Trump. Yeah, that's good. And which is a very good thing, and she's doing the right thing, but that is not the judge that gave the break-in warrant. The affidavit judge is the Obama donor who likes to represent people that work for Jeffrey Epstein, the pedo. So there's two different judges. So a lot of people think, well, wait a minute, this magistrate, he's reversing himself, he's backing off. No, it's a different judge, a different court, and a real judge. He hasn't changed anything. So, so no. The other thing is about the FBI guy that they allowed to retire and do this walk of shame. Yeah.
Let me ask a question at this.
Yeah.
So at this point in the story, if they accept the Trump judge, the new Trump judge, and give her permission to make the final decision, will you be happy then?
No, it's different. They're different cases. The new judge is not overseeing the affidavit. The judge that signed off on the search warrant is still overseeing that case. It hasn't been taken away from that hack Democrat magistrate. This judge is only with the special master to look at the documents to see if anything's privileged. This judge has nothing to do with the affidavit redactions or the break-in. Nothing. Just overseeing the documents and see if the privilege was violated with a special master. So they're two different things.
But if the privilege was violated, the result of that will be the evidence that they have found will not be usable in other cases.
Maybe, maybe not. I know. I've watched Law and Order 2, and they talk about the fruit of the poison tree. I've seen that like in every Law and Order episode.
True, because it was on an episode of.
It's not true because criminals are running the Justice Department and the government, and they don't care about this stuff. Okay, and it's so.
It's the public behind him on this. I think the Justice Department is on the run. If you think the Justice Department is winning this fight with Trump, you and I just are on different pages.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I think I see Trump as being ahead at this point. I think he's on the offensive. I think he's got them. I think he's got them on the run.
I wish that were true.
Trump's on the run?
No.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Let me take it away from this particular thing and remind you of something that happened with us, so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, many years ago, Steve and I got involved in a controversy involving the local Broward County Republicans. Okay, this goes way back, and it was back when the gays were going after the Boy Scouts. All of a sudden, all these gay guys wanted to be Boy Scout leaders. It was very strange. And a gay Republican and donated a bunch of money to the Republican committee in Broward and took control of the committee. They arranged to have a vote of the Republican Party of Broward County to condemn the Boy Scouts of America because they wouldn't allow gay guys to be scoutmasters, okay? And the Republican Party of Broward was going to go along with this. Steve and I got whiff of it and went to the meeting. And remember what happened? We found out they didn't have a delegate from your neighborhood in Cooper City, Steve, so you went down to become a delegate, and remember what they did? Remember what the Republicans did? They appointed somebody before you got to the office to fill your spot, and they made you an alternate where you didn't have a vote. And then the Republicans that were on the take for this... No, it's the process. Let me explain what happened. And then these traitor Republicans... They wanted to condemn the Boy Scouts and take a vote of all these Republican activists. There were Christians there and a lot of good people. And they changed the vote where if you voted yes, it meant no, and no meant yes. And they took a vote, and the Broward Republicans condemned the Boy Scouts as homophobes. The reason I tell that story is the reason that injustice was... And then they went out to dinner and laughed at us, from what I understand, that they got us. The purpose that was about many years ago, we're the longest running radio show, so a lot of things happen. It's all different people now in Broward. But anyway, the reason I share that story is the people that control the process control the outcome. And that's how these gay activists did with us and the Boy Scouts and the Broward Republicans. the justice system is controlled by Merrick Garland and Joe Biden, okay? And that's the way it is. So this special master, nothing is going to become of that. That's not going to get anything tossed. Letting this FBI guy retire, that's not going to change anything. And it's actually going to make it worse because they've convinced a lot of people like you that they did something, when in fact, they have somebody else just running the same case against Trump. They control the process. They are going to indict Trump. And I think the FBI guy retired on Friday, and we just found out about it. I think they made this decision on Friday, and on Saturday is when Newt Gingrich said that his sources are telling him that an indictment against President Trump is coming.
What it looked like at that point in time, but I think if they get a legal ruling saying that the search was illegal, I think that will affect us.
All right, now I'm going to give out the number, and I want to be very specific about this. Which one of us is in denial, me or Steve? I think Steve is in la-la land on this, okay? Yeah, like, I'll give you an example, Steve. We were talking about this. I'm giving out the number.
Go.
I'm giving out the number, and if people want to call in I want very specifically which one of us is in denial, me or Steve, on this, okay? 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631.
I'm a lawyer.
A lawyer? Oh, my goodness. This isn't about the law. You've got outlaws running the legal system. They're outlaws. Merrick Garland's an outlaw. A lawyer. We all know what they're doing is illegal.
See Merrick Garland last night in any of the films that were.
I saw some clips of him. I didn't see Hannity.
Happy to you?
He always looks like that, Steve. He always looks miserable. He looks. After the break. All right, at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. But please be specific on this. Okay, and what I believe has happened with Steve is that he's fallen victim to some propaganda. Now, I want to tell people before we break real quick about our cruise that's coming up, January 28th. Now, there's been a lot of announcements with this cruise, okay? Our first announcement was a week ago today that the vaccine requirement for cruising in America has been lifted. That's a big one. And we've had a massive number of people call and make reservations to join us on our Steve Kane cruise, okay? And the ship is filling up, as are all the cruise ships. And certain categories are filling up on our ship, okay? And this is not a sales gimmick. I don't do that. I'm telling you, there are certain categories that are filling up on our ship, just like every other cruise ship right now. And there are incredible deals as well for people that are cruising alone, the single cruisers. Usually, you have to pay the full fare for a cabin when you're sailing by yourself. That is not the case, okay? And also, not only are our categories filling up of different cabins on our ship, this ship will be sold out. It will be sold out soon. So you want to call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot right away and reserve your spot. And that also goes for the lower price cabins, like the insides and things like that. Those are going to be gone any day. So I'm going to give the number for Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot, 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. That's Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Join me and Steve Kane for a week on the high seas. All right. The call is on hold. Stand by. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. We will come back with your calls. And I want to be very specific on this. Who is in denial? Me or Steve? I think Steve is in la-la land or Hannity land or something. But we'll find out with our calls after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Tired of boring mornings? We serve controversy with your morning coffee. The Steve Kane Show. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning at 10 a.m. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well on a Tuesday. Daytime highs today, low 90s.
Be right back, guys. Hold on. Steve Kane Show.
Mainly in the afternoon, not as much as we saw yesterday morning.
Hold on. Be right back, guys.
Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
In the Palm Beaches, the major expressways are still crash-free this morning, but not quite moving up to speed. We're seeing delays now on the northbound side of I-95 coming from Deerfield Beach into Boca. It's also a little bit slow on the southbound side of I-95 between Lane 10 and Rodeo Boynton Beach Boulevard. We're seeing some pretty heavy buildups on Forest Hill Boulevard eastbound towards 95, but the surface streets look pretty good at this time. Just a minor crash in Palm Springs on 10th Avenue North at Sherwood Forest Boulevard. This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies. The Dell Technologies Labor Day event is here. Start a season of productivity with up to 48% off Vostro laptops with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade by calling 877-ASK-DELL. As traffic, I'm Chris Barr.
Brian Craig here. How would you like a free doorbell camera? That's right, a free doorbell camera. I have one and you will love one. The first 40 listeners who call 1-833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see your home right from the palm of your hands, no matter where you are. And that's not all. Sloman's is going to give you a free, customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 armed doors, and backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 listeners to call 1-833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. So call Sloman's right now for this limited time offer. 1-833.
Have you been told that you have osteoarthritis? Well, then come see us at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have non-surgical solutions that include rehab and injections that can prevent you from having to have surgery or prolong the surgery. We have been in practice for 75 years in South Florida. You don't have to live with pain any longer. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Florida Luxury Cabinets is your local cabinet showroom right in Boca Raton, specializing in custom cabinets and countertops, providing luxury design and installation, each style embodying a distinct character and a vibe that's unique to your personality and style. Stop to our showroom at Florida Luxury Cabinets for your free consultation. Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. Call 561-646-8560. That's 561-646-8560.
A sniffle here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, I'm coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick? You might have an allergy. Find out and have your allergies tested at
Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs or Any Lab Test Now of Boca. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
It's an all-about-you kind of fall, because beauty's biggest event is here. With daily beauty steals of 50% off the must-haves from brands like Lancome and IT Cosmetics. 21 Days of Beauty has it all, happening at Ulta Beauty now through September 17th. Plus, discover new launches from Fenty Beauty and REM Beauty. So give yourself that new beauty feeling. You deserve it. Shop in-store, online, or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
You know, by now we're all familiar with Liberty Mutual Insurance, and I hope you also know that their super smart approach is to save you money by customizing your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. I'm a dog lover. There's always treats and groomers to pay for. If switching to Liberty Mutual can save money on home and auto insurance, that would certainly help. This message brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Now, back to this.
All right. I wish I could talk to you during the break, Steve. I call, I text, no one answers. So we're back. Well, I called you like 4 or 5 times during the break, got no answer. That's okay. I had something important to tell you off the air that I cannot tell you on the air. I texting you, texting your wife. No one gets back to me. It's important, but it doesn't matter, you know. All right, now it doesn't matter now. We're back on the air. Well, because we're on the air now, it doesn't matter anymore because I can't tell you. So, you know, I don't know. Anyway, oh boy. We are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, okay? Now, again, Trump has done nothing wrong. He's done no crime. They're outlaws. They're criminals. He's being politically persecuted, and it's a whole criminal operation. But they're setting a narrative. And let me go through this. I'm looking at the Drudge Report, okay? And if I've been telling you guys, I've been following liberal media, of which sadly the Drudge Report is now a part of and has been for quite a few years. It used to be a place for news. Now it's like worse than MSNBC. But if you watch CNN and MSNBC, read some New York Times, or go to Drudge Report, you will see where Merrick Garland's head is at. All right. So let me go to the Drudge Report, and you'll get the drift of where they are. Okay. They have a photoshopped mugshot of President Trump in an orange jumpsuit, which is their fantasy. And they have a few stories here. Trump Indictment Watch. So Matt Drudge is declaring, and that story is directly under the fake mugshot of our great president. So they're on Trump Indictment Watch. The next story is a question. Riots, if prosecuted. So they're on Indictment Watch, and they're now labeling us as rioters, like there might be violence if they indict them. The third one, now this one you may have seen on Fox because it was on there yesterday. FBI completes review of documents. Now this is one you and I were talking about, right? Before the show, Steve. The FBI. No, they got the documents they need to hand over to the grand jury, is what that means. Sharing with you right now. That's the Attorney General of the United States, and that's Biden, and that's the people that are in charge of the process. Well, for a year and a half. For 2 more years, actually. Just over 2 years. Because when we take back the Congress, they still control the Justice Department, and they still control the White House. And there's a couple more here. Listen to this. The big headline on the Drudge Report is FBI, and underneath it, the Don, that's Trump, the Don calls for uprising with an exclamation mark. And what he was talking about, he was calling for law-abiding FBI agents to blow the whistle. He's calling for whistleblowers to come forward. And they've turned that into, he's calling... Yeah.
One of the reasons that Garland has lost a lot of his power is because he's backed up by FBI agents who came forward and decided to test that. Enough was
What power did Garland lose? I wish that I was in this world that you're in, because I wish everything you were saying were true. Well, I don't want to be in the land of denial. I wish everything.
30 different senators, groups of whistleblowers, totaling about 30 senators,
that's
have agreed to testify in public about what Garland's doing.
Yeah.
Tell the truth publicly. You don't think that scares
No.
Trump's
No.
leverage?
No, because if you remember, well, the one call I wanted you to take was the one I was making to you during the. Listen, a couple months back, that idiot girl that testified in front of the January 6th committee, the one that said that Trump grabbed the steering wheel and all that crap, a bunch of Secret Service men came forward and said that they were willing to testify on that. They never were called. So, 100 FBI agents can say they're willing to testify, but they're not being called to testify.
What about the day after the election?
Well, the day after the election, even if all of them testify, Garland is still the Attorney General. No, you're getting uncomfortable because you don't want to hear it.
You're like a dog chasing its tail. It's going around and around and around, and you won't go to the phones because you know the callers are going to agree with me.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. That's why I'm not going to phones. That's why I'm not going to the phones. Well, if you would answer the phone when I called during the break, you would know why I haven't been taking it. I don't want to tell people on the air. I banned some. Okay, I don't want to tell somebody. I don't want to get it. I was trying to call you on the air about it. Okay. I don't know, Steve. I want you to go back in the Matrix. I want you to go back to the Matrix. It's not that, Steve. It's not that. It is not that. You're not here in the studio. You don't know. No, well, you're in your studio. I've got the phone board. No, that's not the reason. There's another reason. I'm sure people are wondering. I think some people know the answer. Some people think they know the answer, but I'm not. I kind of gave a little bit of a hint a moment ago, but that's the way. I'll answer the phones during the break. Okay, when we're talking to William Youngerman, I will answer the phones during the break, and people who would like to call in, I will answer the phones during the break at 1-888-Kane 1-888-465-2631. But I'm not going to answer them until I'm not going to go screenless. It should be gray already at your age, Steve. I'm surprised that you know.
It's getting grayer the more I talk to you.
Well, this is the thing, okay, and this goes back to what I've been telling you, okay, because when your perspective on what we saw. Okay, what you saw last night and what we're discussing came from Fox, okay? Yeah, that Fox News channel came from Fox, okay? And Fox News hate Trump. They banned Trump. And has he had Trump on since any of this happened?
The stories.
You know.
From perspective.
Maybe. All right, I'll try to take some of these calls now, okay? I may have taken care of the problem. At 1-888-GO-KANE-1. I have no idea. Well, we'll talk about it off the air. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Joellen.
Maybe. Am I on?
You're on.
Okay. All right, so Steve, you're in denial. And my question would be, I didn't see Kennedy. But why does he have to make such a big production of this?
Well, when you say, okay, Joe Allen, you said Steve's in denial. Can you be more specific? What do you mean? What's he in denial about?
He's in denial that they're doing anything about this FBI guy and these guys. I mean, they're after Trump. And somebody must have told this FBI guy to do whatever he did. He didn't do it on his own. So...
If you view this, let me ask you a question. If you view this as let's do a sports analogy. If you view this as
it's Louisiana's friends is why I haven't been taking calls.
Going into
after the banning.
With Trump's rally coming up, who do you think has the leverage? Who is on top between Garland on the one side and Trump on the other?
Well,
who would you bet on if you had a free bet for $1,000? Who would you bet on right now?
I'm assuming maybe Trump. I don't know.
Thank you very much. Next.
But I believe Brian saying he's going to be indicted. I mean, they're not doing this for nothing.
Yeah.
They're not.
And at the end of everything, Trump will win. But in the immediacy, nothing has changed, and Garland is still a corrupt public official.
Trump is going to win. I agree with you.
But what happened with the FBI agent was a big nothing burger. Joe Ellen, we got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. We'll be back with the Gold Report after this.
Win. I agree with you.
But what happened with the FBI agent was a big nothing burger. Joe Ellen, we got to run for a break, but thanks for the call.
Right.
We'll be back with the Gold Report after this.
The longest running radio show in the state of Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, we are back, and it's time to check in, as we do every day at this time, with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca, with our first look at the gold and other precious metals markets for the day. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking this morning?
Looking down right now, but we saw that yesterday too. Gold getting down to $1,720 before turning around and going up pretty quickly to back over $1,740, and then closing down the day $2 at $1,737.10. Silver closed down 14 cents yesterday at $18.77 the ounce, while platinum was up $4 at $865, and palladium gained $20 at $2,064. Overnight, we saw gold trading in a range of 1728 to 1741. Right now, gold trading at 1732. That's down $5.20. Silver down 12 cents at $18.65 the ounce. Platinum down $9 at $8.56, and palladium's down $14 at $2,050. So the markets are trading in a range right now that we'll see if it holds. If that area around 1720 holds for gold, we could start building up. We'll be in an oversold position also here. The market's watching the U.S. dollar, which is down slightly today, but has been on a rampage high. And we'll see how long that can sustain itself, too.
Yeah, now yesterday you gave out some great tips on how when people stop in or call you that they can get more silver for their money, some of the different silver products to buy where they can get more silver for their dollars, which was some pretty good tips. What about when it comes to gold? Gold price right now, there's a hot sale going on at the gold prices right now. What are some of the gold products you have that are some of the best buys where people can get more gold for their money?
Yeah, one of the best buys that we offer is the Australian 1-ounce Perth Mint kangaroo coins, and they are beautiful. They're encapsulated. They're pure 999 fine gold, and they sell for less than half the premium that the U.S. products sell for right now.
Wow.
U.S. Gold Eagles, U.S. Buffaloes are very high premium right now, and you can save over $70 an ounce buying these coins, which would give you the ability to buy 2-3 extra ounces of silver along with that thing. So much better products right now than the U.S. products, and we have them all in stock for immediate delivery.
And they also don't these alternate coins that are such great deals compared to the American Gold Eagle and Buffalo, which of course if you want those, William Youngerman has those as well. But they also come in the half ounce, quarter ounce, and 10th ounce. Some of these other alternatives.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. All right. Now listen. Give William Youngerman a call. He opens up weekdays at 10 a.m. at 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, online, williamyoungerman.com, or stop right in. Located right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, we'll be back.
It's 1977. It's the Steve Kane Show.
All righty, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. And, well, we'll go back to the phones. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rabbi David.
Rabbi David. All right, we're going to find out what Rabbi David thinks about this. Go ahead, Rabbi.
I hear this argument going on, and unfortunately, you don't go to the, whatever the analogy, the 5-yard line and stuff. These Democrats.
Well, unfortunately, Rabbi, we have a very poor cell connection. Are you in America or calling us from Israel with this connection?
Hold on.
Hold on, sure. We'll all hold on. He's in Boca with this kind of connection. I don't think Rabbi David's on it. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, good. I think you don't take it to the 5-yard line and then drop it. These guys are going all the way. They want to see Trump. They don't care how many positive things along the way for Republicans, Hannity or this or that. I think Newt said it and Dershowitz said it. They're going to indict him. They want to see him taken away. Now, in the long run, I think Trump will win and beat everybody out. But I think they want him humiliated. They're going as far as they can go with it. They didn't come this far to just say, oh, well, we made a little mistake.
And if you look, there's a... Okay, now slow down, because there's a few things to talk about, okay? Steve is talking about this story of the FBI agent retiring. And they did this big dog and pony show where you see him escorted out with the box, and he's got the agents escorted like he's been fired when he really just retired with his full federal pension from a senior position at the FBI. Steve thinks something happened yesterday, and I think it was a magician's trick. What do you think?
I think everything is nothing.
Yeah, it's a big nothing.
Every little piece along the way is going to be nothing. Whether we think it's up, whether we think it's down, I think in the long run, they know what they want to do at the end.
All right, Rebbe, let me ask you a question. Let's try a different tact on this.
Please.
Do you think that this situation with Trump and the milagro, do you think that has the ability to affect the midterms?
Positive for Republicans.
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'll affect the midterms, but only the
All right. So let's just take it slow. So let's say you're right, and let's say it does affect the midterms, and let's just say that you wouldn't be shocked if the Republicans swept the midterms, would you?
No, I would not be shocked.
Okay, I wouldn't either. Okay, if we take the Congress, if we take the Senate and the House, and control both branches of government and all the investigative bodies, do you think that will change the dynamic of what's going on after the midterms?
We don't take the deep state, and that's a big problem. That's the problem. It will allow it. I will say this: it will allow Congress, if they actually do it, it'll allow Congress, Republican Congress, to go after a lot of these people, which I think will be.
Let me tell you, Steve. This is what's going on with Trump. Okay, yes, we're talking. Steve, we're not. Steve thinks we're disagreeing, and we're not. Okay, in the long run, Trump is going to be victorious. We're talking in the immediacy with this break-in story right now in this current news cycle. And there were some positive stories with Trump, but these criminals that are running the government control the system, okay? What Trump is doing, and I think Rabbi David will agree, Steve, this is a multi-election process, okay? President Trump is going to have, a third of the Senate is up. I don't know how many seats we're going to win, but we're going to win some seats, and we're going to win back control of the House. The next election is the presidential election. We're going to win the White House. Another third of the Senate is up. We're going to pick up seats. The whole House is up again. We're going to pick up more MAGA seats there. And then Trump's going to have his midterm and his second term. There'll be more pickups there. And then he's going to hand the torch to, I don't know, Kerry Lake or Governor DeSantis or someone. This is a long-term multi-election process. His main focus, it used to be build the wall and that stuff. His main focus now is draining the swamp at every level of government, and we're not there yet.
I think the positive thing, if there's anything positive came out of Mar-a-Lago, is that it put a little fire under some of these Republicans that when they win in November, maybe they would not have before done anything.
They're going to be forced into having investigations in both the Senate and the House. There's going to be... I saw an interview last week with Liz Cheney after she was defeated in her primary, and she was talking about how she is prepared to testify to the committee investigating her committee that she's on now when she's out of Congress.
Michael.
No. But there's going to be a committee investigating the January 6th committee. That's one of the committees. Yeah, she knows. It's done. And if you notice, they got these fake poll stories out there that the red wave isn't going to have. They're going to win, but it's only going to be by this many seats or that many seats.
There from people is there are very strong, Republicans, good Maga people that are doing that whole speech about, I like Trump's policies, but maybe not Trump. It's getting too muddied, and that kind of thing, which really ticks me off when I hear that.
No, but all the stuff that we're talking about this morning is going to change some of that. It's going to bring sympathy towards Trump.
Oh no, we're going to win. Listen, with the break-in helped us a lot. With public opinion, there were people that have thought for years that all these terrible stories about Donald Trump were true, including Stormy Daniels. And the Mar-a-Lago break-in woke up a lot of these people to say, wow, they really are after this guy. None of these things were ever true about him. And there's a lot of Democrats that are going to go out and vote Republican in the general election in November because of the break-in.
You're wringing our hands.
Because we're talking about the immediacy of it and what's going to... I still believe they're going to indict him.
You never asked me that. I think they're totally capable of indicting him.
Yeah.
You think they will? Steve, you think they will?
Will they indict Trump?
There's a good chance they'll indict.
Yeah. It's terrible.
So if they indict him, what does that mean?
Well, it makes him stronger.
Yes, I think that's right.
But do you think, unfortunately, do you think they will do the things of taking him away, the perp walk, that whole nonsense?
No, I think it becomes I think from that point on, his position only gets stronger as the plot thickens. Once they start to try to take action, they're going to have to really think about what they're doing for the first time.
I think they're so desperate, Steve. They're so desperate. They don't realize. I think they are so sick and so far gone in their Trump derangement. They don't realize where the heart of the American people are on this. They're in a bubble. All right.
Hopefully.
He said even when Trump wins the next time.
Yeah, he'll be impeached again. He will be impeached again if they take back control of the House. Hey, Rabbi, take care. All right, it's always good. Rabbi David's a good caller, and he's I sometimes call him the Rabbi of Mar-a-Lago because he has connections inside the Trump family and organization. He doesn't like to brag about, but I'll brag for him. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Carl in Columbus.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, good morning. Hey, they're definitely going to indict him. Just to say that they indicted him. I mean, even if it goes through some kind of trial for, for him having top secret documents and things like that, they're never going to win. I mean, Trump will never be convicted because,
don't say that, because once it gets in front of a Washington jury, then you got a whole other situation.
Well, but I think
he only took 5% of the vote in Washington in the last time he ran.
Well, that Judge Berman Jackson already ruled on this with Clinton. I mean, we have the precedent,
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think they're ever going to convict him.
See, they're not going to convict him, but I believe not only are they going to indict him, they're going to charge him. And to charge, you've got to have an arrest and an arraignment in front of a federal judge. And they want. That's right. And they want that. Oh yeah, they want that mugshot so bad, Steve. They want.
Mugshot is one thing, but they don't want to start.
Well,
say formal candidate Donald Trump is.
Well, see what they're going to do with that indictment. There will be a primary state that will not put Donald Trump on the ballot in the 2024 primary, and that's what if they can get one to do it. which won't be hard. They will get one to do it. They'll try to use that as a precedent. And you got to watch Iowa. You got to watch New Hampshire. You know, I don't trust these people in New Hampshire. I don't trust New Hampshire people at all.
The DOJ and the FBI to...
It's the KGB. It's the KGB is what it is.
It's not even about Trump actually...
Yeah. Well, listen, Carl in Columbus, we've got to run, but I appreciate the call. All right, take care. Well, that's it for today. Call is on hold. We have run out of time. Yeah, very exciting show today. Steve. Hopefully tomorrow, Steve will be back in the reality. It seems like you're coming back in reality here at the end with the last couple calls. Everyone who called in today, though, very good calls, except one, and you guys know who that one was. But everybody else was very, very good. And Steve and I will be here live on Monday, Labor Day. We will be live on the air Monday. Everyone else will be on vacation, but we will be here live discussing the Trump rally in Pennsylvania from the weekend, all right? So, no doubt, but we're out of time for today. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve is here. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump.
A lot to talk about there.
No doubt, but we're out of time for today. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve is here. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies is here.
All right, hey guys. Thanks for watching, everyone, and make sure that you're subscribed if you're not subscribed, and click that notification bell as well. I know a lot of you, some people say, I haven't gotten my notification. I get messages from people. I say, check your notifications, and they don't have it clicked. So click that notification bell, all right, and like the video. I got to run, but I'll see you soon.